Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Near Showcase powered by First Blood. I'm Blaze, joined with Proper over here as we are about to hop into some Warzone action. We got a dope open tournament for you guys today on this awesome Sunday. Proper, how you been, man? How you doing? This is our first time we get a chance to cast together, and hey, I'm excited to work with you.
Yeah, I'm blessed to be on this broadcast with you, Blaze. I mean, it's been a long time coming through a lot of different titles that we have not only just worked in between each other, but now we find ourselves here in Verdansk in this open tournament. It's going to be an interesting style, okay, because we're going into trios kill race with about 200 teams in that open style, like you were just saying. We got some crowd favorites. One of the most earningest players. We know Huskers is here. Destroy is playing with Clutch Belt. There's a lot of notable players playing in this, but I'm ready to see somebody step up to the plate, somebody that we might not necessarily know, to walk away with a big old dub.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. We got some familiar faces and some popular Warzone streamers out there. And then on the flip end, would it be an open tournament? We're going to see some amateurs come through and make a name for themselves and shake things up. But let's take a look at the format and pricing and see how this one's going to stack up. As you guys know, we're playing for $20,000. First place, $7,500 going to them, the lion's share of the prize pool, trickling down to a top 16 payout. But how do you get the lion's share of the prize pool? How do you earn points? Well, as you're going to see, we're going to be giving out points per kill and points per placement, folks. This is a trios kill race, all right, where we're taking the top 3 scores and we're going to be adding those up and determining our winner at the end of 3 hours. So we got a lot of Warzone to watch. We got some awesome players out there as well. But I love the format, and more important, when it comes down to it, what do you like most about the format?
Well, it's very familiar, right? Ever since Verdansk and Warzone became a thing just last year during the Modern Warfare season, it's just what we've come to know and love. A lot of players and a lot of teams have been playing in these mini Warzone tournaments, custom lobbies. That's now out the window. We're going back to the bread and butter here, Blaze, to be able to see who's going to be able to quite literally bull rush through all of Verdansk, find all of the kills. And that's where you get to see a lot of interesting weaponry, a lot of interesting perks. A lot of these teams and players are used to taking that ghost perk so that way they can hide away from a lot of different UAVs in those mini Warzone tournaments. But now you're going to see a lot of players pull up the high alert so that way they can just put themselves in very peculiar spots and just in the middle of about 3 to 4 teams. That's where we're going to end up seeing some electricity fly.
And see, and the beauty about that is, like you say, these players, they want to get in the mix. They want to get into that action so they can find themselves the kills. And like it is, put on a show for their fans, for their communities, and you guys at home that's watching on the stream with us today over here at First Blood. But we're heading into our first drop, and we'll be hopping on here with Marjo, Examarjo.
I never really truly know if the X is supposed to be silent. Is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like a vowel? Like it could be an O.
It's probably just so he can get Marjo. All right, he just needs to put an extra something in there. But my God, man, Joe with some shots here in the back. Him and the boys will be able to clean up these kills here in the supermarket and start adding here towards that tally. And so when it comes down to it, Proper, the hot spots on this map to find the most kills, with the quick reactions, as I was saying, the hot spots on this map to find the most kills early on, where are you dropping if you want this static outside a supermarket?
Well, hospitals become a big focal point ever since Stadium, or we went back to 1984 here on Verdansk. The Stadium isn't exactly a big focal point, but it's a big rotationary surplus where you can find a lot of teams just setting themselves up, camping things out. But Supermarket, although a lot of teams don't drop here initially, again, it's almost smack dab in the middle of the entire map, right? So you're going to get a lot of players rotating in this very big area. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now, especially for this team with Marjo. When we ended up hopping in, they dropped back in. I can only assume that's because of the gulag. You can see one of their teammates is still fully dead, and they haven't been bought back yet just off of this previous engagement, and there's another team waiting for them outside these front doors.
All right, so they're going to have to definitely be careful. Need to get the buyback on a squad mate, but most importantly, they know it's no time to rush in this moment. Regroup, get out, reset, make sure you can clear the area out, get some high ground. We're starting to see Joe do just that. But the question is, can he find a kill? You got to clear out the rooftop. Oh, there you go. He's going to be able to find them. Cleans it up. Not going to be a full team wipe. Knowing it's about maybe 1 or 2 more players here surrounding him.
I think what's also really nice just about this tournament in general, nice little snap, just breaking the ankles of that player, a little throwing knife to get the final blow, knowing that there's probably just one more player for that squad just to try to fish out. Remember that Marjo isn't exactly working with their custom loadout, but off of those kills that when we hopped on board with them, they did end up finding a player that did have a custom Krig 6. That's going to be your long-range weaponry, as you see Loom is able to end up finding that team wipe. But there's still a lot of players around them, too. UAV is going to at least reveal a handful of more players over by those tents, over on top. I don't know how you stand on top there. Impeccable balance from that player, but they're killed off anyway.
Ooh, but speaking of balance, oh man, balance will come in here in a team fight. Help is there. Joe can't do it all himself there. So Loom comes in with the revive, but got scary there for him for a second. Instead, they're gonna keep adding some kills to the feed. 12 to his name for now, and you're still gonna have about 85 players or so in this lobby that he can collect on, and that's not even including the buybacks and the gulag wins. This is a really healthy lobby right here for them to be able to get a nice big score early on here in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up not only the gulag, but the amount of squads and players that are left alive. I mean, we're closing in on the first ring, for heaven's sake. So, I mean, like, there's still ample time for a lot of players to not only cross their sight lines, but for them to be able to find on rotation as well, as they're going to just complete this scav, get themselves a little bit more cash, nice little armor satchel, not to mention all of the loot that was down there as well for their teammate that they just bought back to be able to come back in, but they're not messing with those perks, no loadout for them to be able to go get those bad boys at, but you're not necessarily feeling bad by that by any stretch of the imagination. Again, you want these players to find you. You want them to challenge you, so that way you can end up finding a lot of kills. They're up to about, I think when we ended up seeing them, to about 18 with the 12 on screen here for Marjo. Ping's coming out over by this little apartment duplex. You also see that flare in the sky, meaning that a player also just got back in this area.
And, as Warzone has been evolving over the years, you understand the pace in which you have to play at to perform at a high level, to be victorious and come away in some of these kill race lobbies when you have players like Huskers and Aiden and Raiden and some of those goats in there. And so that perfect type of style of play, you want people to know where you are. You don't want to be too sneaky, too safe. You got to be you got to be fluid around the map. You got to be noisy. You got to be confident if you want to start racking up some of these high kill lobbies. And we're seeing that pace and that play style right here with the group in which we're currently watching. And so far, man, I'm loving their flow, and they're going to have a chopper here to get airborne as well. Find some more kills. Mostly everybody in this area knows exactly where they are, but do they got what it takes to contest them? Can they take them off this heady? Can they win the gunfight? Because you see the pressure is there as Loom rotating around the wall side, looking to get the down. He's going to be able to do just that. And the boys of Cian, Joe, and Loom will continue to collect up on these kills.
Yeah, ever since coming back, much like you had said, they're collecting up on all of these kills, both Loom and Marjo. Very unfortunate that Sin ends up going down one more time. Ample cash to be able to buy them back. No buy station in the immediate vicinity, but you're still feeling pretty darn skippy if you are this trio, given that they're finding a lot of kills. And what's really nice on top of this just being an international kill race in between a lot of different countries across the entirety of the globe, Blaze, is to be able to see a lot of the teamwork just being utilized. Cash is going to be dropped out from the helicopter. A lot of cash just not only buy their teammate back, almost thought that they were going to go for a loadout, but not necessarily needed because you do have one on the opposite side of this airport. You can see that little sniper gun on the top side of green as well. Got to be careful when you are trying to traverse these lands as well. That's exactly why. Lim gets clear-cut sniped right out of the chopper.
Yeah, he definitely did right there, falling to his death. That was a beautiful shot coming in from that snipe, but I'm loving the maneuver on the chopper just to close the gap, close the distance, but he wasn't able to pick up that kill with the chopper, so he's going to get away. Also knowing that, there was no point of even disembarking from the chopper and even get into that gunfight. Just reposition, play your life, find yourself a better sight line, and most importantly, even protect the chopper. You got to have a lot of damage on it, and you're going to need that in a bit to start collecting on some more kills.
You almost wish that they had a trophy system as well, so that way they can try to keep themselves safe inside that chopper from any ordinances, but it's already below half HP, so you're almost just waiting to find the next team to essentially full send it at. We've been seeing a lot of players ever since, Verdansk became a thing. Yep, just throw it at him. Ends up getting a connection.
Wow.
At least they know they found some damage. That was an EOD hit, so that player's going to be perked out of their minds, but You can see how patiently Marjo is just playing this out. Pulls out the combat bow. That'll be a one-shot knock if they can end up finding it. As far as getting that shot, though, is easier said than done, as they are just trying to bait out this player to climb up this ladder. But if I was that guy, I would not climb that up. But that's a great stun, actually.
Yeah, that's
I know
bank.
We should be almost rooting for the players that are on the screen, but you got to end up giving them some props when you end up seeing that. The explosive arrows will at least connect an opening shot. They'll find the break, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Marjo's going to take this shot.
Yo, what we love is good plays, okay? It don't matter who making the good plays.
That's facts.
We love watching some good plays, and if some, some player, chilling at home on a Sunday afternoon, just got done eating breakfast with the fam, if he want to give us a show and take down some of these Goliaths in the Warzone scene, by all means, we are here to watch it, folks. But as you can see, Joe, he is going to keep the top side of this green. Whoa, that's one player coming up. That's a knock. That's a quick second as well. The drop is there, and the cleanup on the knife. Was that like a collab with the knife? Just going to stake him.
That's why you're seeing a lot of players, especially even at the highest of levels, even in the casual circumstance, just running the throwing knife. So you get that bad boy back. Once you get the knock, you just end up throwing the knife straight at them.
It's a quick
get that
cleanup.
Final blow as quick as possible. Yeah, so that way you can just not only reset yourself, get some armor plates if you took a decent amount of damage, but set yourself up for the next squad or next few players that are about to
save your ammo so you don't have to reload.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah, for sure. It's mostly just buying yourself the space, so that way you can not only try to read where the next players are coming from, but it's Warzone, right? I mean, there's so many players that are around all the time, whether you have the information or not. You can almost always expect a third party to try to encroach on your land.
Yeah, you definitely almost can. And, for me, and whenever I gain my bad luck is winning a gunfight, but next thing you know, that second kill comes around the corner, that third kill comes around, and I just don't got enough bullets. I got to reload. I got to switch to the secondary. I'm not fully ready to go towards that next one. So, just a quick cleanup on that utility knife just makes things that much more smoother. So I can be ready to really make a clip here for the TL. Now we're starting to see here this rotation out here towards the forest area of the map. I forgot the name of it, but still both these players looking for some kills out here on the hunt. Not able to find anything just yet, but we'll see if they can get themselves a bounty. Actually, they will have a bounty locked in. They just got to go on the hunt for them.
Yeah, not too far away either. One of their teammates is also being hunted, but again, that's the bait that you want. You want the chalice to come to you. Not too far away from this bounty that you were just talking about. The UAV is going to give them a specific read on the entire situation, but there's a lot of buildings in here, a lot of windows. Got to be careful. You don't want to get beamed as you're trying to find these kills.
And now, as you're going to see, the rush here towards the top side. Looking in the classroom, can't find a player, but one will be cleaned up. Gonna go check the roof. There's not a team wipe just yet. Whoa, Mo gets clocked upside the head. He's gonna try to crawl and drop. I don't know if he makes it down here. He will just try to get in the hole. There you go. He makes it in, but that window looks really scary. You don't want to be there. Yeah, he gets caught through the window. His teammate not able to save him. He's got to go to the gulag, and he got to wipe the sweat off his forehead, regain, get composed, start small talking to his teammates, get some marks out there, brother.
It's one of the scary parts just about this entire outskirts area, right? I mean, you got the tree line. So many snipers like to just camp out over in that area. All of the buildings, all of the windows galore. And no self-reses on any of these guys either, so that's why it's one of the scariest situations to be in, is that every single angle, every single window, the potential for a sniper or another Krig just to be patiently waiting for you to walk in towards your sight line is just way too high. And that's the sort of risk that you almost have to play when you are playing throughout the entirety of these skill race tournaments. You have to go big, or you end up, quite literally going home. You got 3 hours to be able to find your 3 best games. Take those risks early on before you have to be able to fully realize, hey, now I got to start playing safer. Now I got to start playing towards the middle of the zone, waiting for the chalice to come to me rather than forcing the issue.
Yeah, you said it perfectly here. This is the time where the most comfortable time here in our kill race for you to be able to take those risks early on. you know, have some hot drops, try to set the pace for you and your squad early on, a pace that you could build off, a pace that you could build off of in hours 2 and hours 3. So, you know, we just saw, you know, 3 players right there really kind of get off to a hot start. They're just going to have to, that's going to be a good game. I think that's going to stand for a while here in our kill race as we move on, at least towards hour 2. But we're about to hop on over towards another squad and check in on a few players because, you know, we got some notable players here in this tournament.
Yeah, and we have some of the most earningest players playing throughout this entirety of the tournament as well. You know, Huskers, like I was talking about, is inside this tournament. Destroy playing with Clutch Belk. So many different times are we seeing them just winning out a lot of different kill race tournaments as we swap our perspectives over to Salties. Be able to see what they're doing. This is a fresh drop, a fresh new game, a whole new world, if you will. Cue that up from Aladdin, I dare you. It's a great song, but
it really is.
Yeah, look at this plane, where it's going. I mean, you got the lay of the land to be able to pick and choose from. And you talked about it earlier, is some of the more high-impact areas. A lot of players, again, would favor to end up going over towards Hospital, but it always comes down to that ping right there. Where's the chopper going to be at? Are we going to end up trying to race down towards it? Because we know if you can get in that chopper early, you can guarantee yourself a handful of kills early.
Well, Salties is not going to stray away from this chopper and contesting with the rest of the lobby. Going to land just close enough, knowing that they'll have an opportunity to contest for it in a bit. It's going to be a battle to the death here for a good amount of time here, as we're going to be at the hangar. See what kind of guns she can get off the start, anything that she can work with some of these early engagements. Even from just the top looking down, it seemed like it was about 5 squads at least in this area. So you don't got much time to loot before you're going to have to be on your guard.
You got a dead silence. You got an RPD. This is the thing about just Warzone when we went back in time, right? The floor loot is impeccable. You saw earlier.
It's better than what it used to be.
Oh, it's so much better. I mean, the Cold War weapons is just so much better than the floor loot that we were messing with when we were playing through the Modern Warfare season.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Marjo picking up a gray PPSH. You have 32 bullets inside that magazine. It shoots hella fast, and you're going to be able to quite literally bulldoze through a lot of different opponents. The RPD is right there, too. It's a green variation of it, so you are messing with a stock on the back of it, so the ADS time and the ADS speed is just a little bit faster. The movement speed is just a little bit better, too. Loadout drop's going to get called in on top of this hangar. In quite the precarious position, but this is the right call so that way you know that other enemies in this vicinity can't take advantage of it, so you just hop up on top tan, go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a whoop-de-doo, and there you go, got yourself a loadout.
There you go, a little hardcore parkour action and get up there towards the top of the roof, get your loadout drops, and now they will be ready to go, ready for any action that comes their way on a hunt for some kills. So they're going to be heading over here towards Factory to see what they can find. But they will have a bounty locked in, though. So that bounty is going to be able to guide them towards this fight. And as you guys know, man, when it comes down to that bounty, it's going to give you the location of the player, but you're going to have to use your brains as you're approaching that terrain just to say, are they going to be on a high ground, on a roof? Are they camping in one of these corners? Kills coming through for the squad, but Salties gets knocked. Her squad mates behind her. Affy is going to have to play it up. Can't get into this next engagement too quickly. We'll see if Salties can crawl away. Her squad seems to have been plated back up, shielded. The revive is there. And it seems like that kill will come through too.
Our camera's covering the kill feed too, so there's really no telling whether or not that the squad was dealt with, but at least you went ahead and gave yourself a little bit of a reset. You hear her talking about that there was a sniper in play as well, whether or not that was another enemy team that has a loadout drop or not. The M82 that does come out in some of those boxes is a devastating, powerful punch. Not the greatest scope in the world, but you can definitely lock down some shots. There's going to come the pink quality beams coming out from this Crig 6 of Salties, but not enough to be able to find the full-on knock yet, but that's going to be able to give their teammates some space so that they can start getting that high ground of what you see as they're starting to swing a little bit wide. Some pings coming through, nice little cross angle coming through. There's the team wipe.
Yeah, good job to Salties right there. Really just kind of taking over that team fight. Understanding that, you know, her opponents were distracted with her teammates, and she knew that she had a window, a gap to really get in there and push some shots off on the side. So that's just great awareness there in a little close quarters team fight here towards the back. But you got to know that they made a lot of noise, and we are still here at the airplane hangar. Gonna have to be aware, be tight around these corners, but they're gonna have a good amount of cash. Get themselves some self revives. They already got their loadout. get them some extra ammo, and they're gonna be good to go for this next team fight.
Yeah, armor plates, UAVs. Very interested to wonder why we didn't end up at least getting a self-revive. I mean, UAVs are great, but the bounties will at least reveal the next team that you want to end up trying to push your way towards. Because remember, this is a public lobby. There, at a certain extent, there will be a decent amount of sweats inside here, so they're probably mostly going to be looking for ghosts at the same time. So it's mostly just about picking up those bounties, making sure that you are all square. That's why I was very interested to see why we didn't end up at least getting a self-revive for any of these players, but the bounty is going to be pushed. It will be dealt with as well as a handful more kills come through for this squad.
Here comes Salties down towards the basement. Gonna be able to help clean up a kill. No team wipe just yet. They actually will know where this next player is. Gonna be out here towards the backside of the building. Salty's trying to cut him off on a flank. Should be able to make it here in time, but he's gonna, there you go, get cleaned up. That should be the team wipe right there. And they'll be all good to start to get geared up towards the next team fight. She only has 3 kills towards her name. We don't know how many her teammates is going to have. But, you know, still a healthy lobby with 109 people in. They're going to find themselves another bounty. And this is going to be a squad that is close by. So you won't have no lull when it comes down to action. Yeah, but this is going to see, they're going to have to watch out from approaching this building and watching that rooftop. But it seems like nobody's going to be up there to even look down on them. Even give them any pressure walking up here. Oh, this is scary.
Yeah, I mean, to the left, over by those apartment buildings, there's just a sniper heaven up there. But the ladder won't be any problem whatsoever. You can see in the bottom right underneath that UAV, the dead silence that Salty's pop. That'll keep everything muffled. Climbing up the ladder, footsteps everywhere in between. And it gives you a nice little speed boost at the same time. Look at the movement coming through from Salty's as well. Just coming in, getting that whip inside this buggy. And now we are just, again, traversing these lands, trying to find the next team. UAV is still popped. And they are just moving through for dance. This is what I was talking about. You got to get aggressive early. You got to try to find some of your best games as quick as possible so that way you know when you end up building out that repertoire throughout the entirety of the 3 hours, which you can see in the bottom right, you have 2.5 hours left to know that's our lowest game. We just have to set that bar. But if you can start off the day incredibly hot like what we're seeing from this trio so far, well, that only makes your day easier.
Man, at the pace in which they're running through the map, the way that they're clearing out these buildings, they're looking like a tactical SEAL team, the way that they're cleaning up these kills, not leaving anyone left in their path. You're gonna have to match these guys' energy if you come up against them in this lobby, folks. Now, they will be able to get themselves some more UAVs. They clean up the kills towards this area, and it seems like they will be getting mobile once again. They got plenty of money, and then they're off to a great flow, so I like what I'm seeing here out of Salties, Yance, and Affy. Let's see. Oh, they're going to find 3 more. They says, all right, let's go. Get ready for the next team fight. But this chopper is in a no-fly zone. He's going to get pushed back there with a little bit of suppressive fire, saying that, you know, this is not the area to lose that chopper, and especially not the time of the game.
Some of the free skills can come through if you can wipe that chopper, I swear. And in some of the lobbies that I play, Blaze, when I end up shooting down a chopper, I'm just waiting for them just to hop out. Some of them just steal their own fate. They're just like, look, you killed my chopper. I'm going to the shadow realm with it, I suppose. But not going to be able to at least find that entire chopper kill. But again, UAVs being popped. We are moving through these different areas, and they are just trying to chase the chopper as best they can. That other car, yeah, I mean, it sure is looking like a Boondock Saints or at least a Dukes of Hazzard film, at the very least.
I thought the whole squad got out the car and they were getting ready to fight, but they are trying to chase down this chopper. They are taking no prisoners when it comes down to it. But the squad will get out and post up here towards the building. And I think if you are that squad in the chopper, that's probably the best thing to do for you. You don't want to lose it in the air, still flying out in the open. You know they're not going to destroy it because they want to get out, set up, get ready to fight, but they get cleared out. Even with the early setup, they could not stop the aggression here of the squad.
Yeah, Salty's trio is just relentless, right? I mean, once you end up popping that UAV, you want to find immediate value with it. You end up having that buggy to be able to chase down that chopper of which you saw, but I was almost worried to a certain extent, right? I mean, you start red dot chasing, that is an old mischief of COD for so many years. Ever since back like Modern Warfare back in the early 2000s. You red dot chase, you end up getting shot in the back or the different sides. That gets kind of put to the next level, especially when you're in a Warzone lobby. Chopper has definitely seen better days, but then again, it was Salty's trio that did give it all of this damage. But at least now you're airborne. You're going to give yourself a good lay of the land to be able to see where these next few players are going to be located at. Seems that there's going to be players in and around green. Quality shots, team shots included. That player just got eviscerated.
Quality indeed. He didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance whatsoever there. Now, here towards the back end of the building, I think they did see one. Actually, they saw nobody, but on radar, they will find another team of 3. They will have another bounty to collect 2 if they need so. But they're on the go. Yeah, their teammate behind will collect the bounty. And it's going to be on a squad in which they were already pursuing. So the stars will align, but we'll see if their shots can align. Still continuing to just stock up on the go. That's just being efficient there when it comes down towards purchasing that utility, especially after you're winning team fight and team fight. Replenish up. And here comes the boys. Let's see how this team fight is going to break down.
Got like $25,000 as well. You could get an advanced UAV, quality beams again coming out from Salties. We'll get the knock and the full-on elimination. Kill number 6 for Salties. Rest of the team doing quite well at just trying to clear out these buildings. Quick little stun check. Not going to be able to find anything. Oh, ooh. Hey, how's it going? He's in the bathroom, Salties. That's so rude.
He should have closed the door. That's on him. Nasty. Nasty
cell. Broke the window too. That God.
But now, you know, as he is going to be going towards the gulag, the entire trio of Salties is going to get scooped up, and they're looking for the next. They definitely got UAVs across the board. They're stacked up with plenty of armor plates. They're ammoed up. They're just looking for another fight. Salties with 7 kills to her name. Another UAV purchase. 67 players left in the lobby as well. So far, so good. And, you know, when it comes down towards stacking UAVs, is that still more of a viable option?
You can. I mean, again, like, look at all the cash. Even for Yancey, right? $22,000 just to their own name alone. You can end up stacking through those 3 UAVs. You can get the advanced UAV. With the biggest difference, of course, instead of just getting the little red dots on your minimap, you get the red arrows. You can quite literally see where everybody's moving, how they're moving, the specific area of the maps that they're going to be in, and you can track them pretty darn well, especially when you got the cash flow like this trio does. Ever since we ended up taking that drop early, it's certainly an option that you can end up doing, but holding on to a certain series of cash, just going UAV after another UAV, especially when you get to the higher levels of Warzone, they can already just do it all just off the red pings alone.
Yeah, they definitely can. And you know what? Hey, the more intel, the better. Now, with all the intel Salties and co have, they're going to be going from rooftop to rooftop here, looking like the Dark Knight. But as they get here towards this fight, approaching them off the side, yeah, they're going to be deep there across. But some shots from afar aren't going to connect. But the elimination is there. Affy going to get up in their face, create some space here for his teammates to be able to close the gap, get into this engagement. They're going to get another assist in. But this player coming in a little bit too late. He's going to understand that that's a no-fly zone.
Yeah, like clay pigeons almost, right? Just pull. Let me go ahead and just see how my shot feels. You saw that jailbreak was coming all the way through as well. So everybody that was inside the gulag, everybody that was white dead from the rest of the squads that are over by this lobby are coming back to life. So I talked about clay pigeons. Just keep on them falling. Exactly. Ended up finding one. They'll drop to their demise again. Jailbreak was imminent, but you are sent right back to death.
Yeah, they are going back there. Just going back to the respawn, going back to just the lobby. Hell, respawn, get ready for the next game. But as Salties and Co. still locked into this one, picking up multiple kills. No more free clay pigeons coming down here from the sky. But with 73 players left in this lobby, they're still going strong. Now, I will say this, that when it comes down to all the battle royales out there and in the competitions, when it comes down to Warzone, you have to be focused from start to finish, locked in. It's one of the more lengthier battle royales out there, and then it has some of the sneakiest players, okay? Some of the biggest rats that you got to watch out for. And to play at the pace that these guys play at, and to have the focus that they do, to come out with these high kill games and to be locked in for about, what, 20 minutes or so? That's difficult.
Yeah, and again, it's just a grueling pace, right? Continuously throughout all of these different games. You got to do that for 3 hours. And you can see what it really means, too. I mean, when we ended up hopping into this game, we were just at about like the 2-hour and 40-minute remaining mark. So you're absolutely right to go ahead and assume that, yeah, both of these games, or all of these games, could last up to about 20, 25 minutes, sometimes up to a half an hour if you get some of those ratty players just hanging out with Ghost in these corners. They already dealt with one of those squads, ends up getting a read on another one, not too far away. Again, it almost feels like there's always a UAV in the air for this trio, as nobody has been knocked down, not even a single time besides Salty's at the very beginning of this game. Nobody's sent to the gulag. This is a very healthy squad with some very deep pockets as well, Blaze. And again, they are just moving through Verdansk trying to find all these kills.
And as you said, nobody's even been to the gulag, and you could think about what that does for just their confidence at the moment. They're like, hey man, we're vibing, okay? Keep it going, we're flowing. You know, they probably feel like they're playing at that championship pace. So we'll see them build off of it, but taking some shots. Salty's going to have to back up, reposition, but the rest of the squad is going to be on the same page, and they go on a hunt. That's going to be a down elimination and a team wipe here. So they'll be just cleaning out the scrap yard and just taking out the scraps.
Boneyard's such a scary place. Again, you talked about some of those ratty players, right? You have all these different broken down planes, all these different warehouses where players could be located at, but Salty's will not be deterred, but the pinch on the opposite side is going to end up being Salty's ultimate demise. But the Gulag's still available. We'll swap perspectives over towards one of the most earningest players in Warzone's history. Huskers, of course, playing with Unrational. Interested to see what this squad can end up doing. They are not shy away from playing in a multitude of different kill race tournaments, hosting their own at the same time. And, well, Huskers is just one of those guys, right? Especially when you're playing with Unrational, and they're actually playing with Blast, too, Minnesota Rockers Warzone players. So very awesome to be able to see this trio end up coming together. Huskers typically ends up playing with noobs in a lot of these different tournaments as well. He's actually still playing with the MP5, which is nice to be able to see this weapon still being utilized as they get themselves a handful of knocks. Potential to find kill number 14, but Huskers knows that there's a lot more players. Look at the snap.
Yo, I was just about to say that. At the angle, too, as well. It's not just the 180. It was at the diagonal, yo, but to be able to push that player back off that heady, a heady in which he should have had nothing but straight confidence in. And Husker says, no, I'm watching you. I got eyes in the back of my head. But even the confidence of taking the ladder up, he falls down, gets ready for the shot again, baits him out perfectly. That's a team wipe there, and he finds ways to get it done.
And you saw just the format again just pop up to the left. You do get 1 point for every kill. If you end up winning out the game, you get that 25-point buff. And this is also a big topic as well. You know, coming away from Salty Squad, we saw the trio just playing together. Look at the top left for the minimap. Huskers is all alone, which would only suggest that Blast, as well as Unrational, who's unfortunately a bit of bullet, needs to be bought back, that they're all playing in isolated positions. This has a lot of trust, but you want to talk about what it means to put up just big numbers. Look at the little mount. Oh, that's a lot of pressure on the opposite side of the staircase.
Cover of the lion.
Go for the challenge, ends up fighting the break. Huskers not even going to try to go for the reset. Just wants this kill. The MP5, hip fire and all is going to be good.
Yeah, it was the movement on, you know what? It was the movement. It was the slide to the lion, to the shots up top, to go on back out and then slide it back in and reset him for the second fight. It just shows he is in that flow state right now, you guys. His reaction time is on point. He is the most lethal player in this area. And as you talked about it, him and his teammates are playing on an island. He did just lose both of his squad mates. He has enough money for at least one buyback. And, you know, I wonder, were they together and they just kind of spread off individually a while back and just things unfortunately happened for them? Because, you know, sometimes they do that when they're feeling confident in these lobbies, and, you know, they're kind of competing with each other. And ultimately, you know, that number quantifies into, you know, a big victory on a scoreboard as they are continuing here towards this tournament. But we'll see if Huskers can get one of his squad mates back. He's definitely on his way to doing just that.
He's twisted with the movement on his feet, the snap as well. He might as well just give Travis Pastrana a run for his money. What I just saw with that dirt bike too. But yeah, Huskers definitely has more than enough cash to be able to at least buy their teammates back. And there they go. There's one, there's two, bring them right back. But, you know, it's just another day of the office for them, right? You know, you bring up the point about them being isolated. Sometimes you can bite off more than you can possibly chew. But, I mean, these guys play this game. They play Warzone for about 8, 10, sometimes more hours in the day, where they're, playing with homies, playing with friends, they're making their content, but it's always just down to this. Unless they're doing some fun challenge with their community, it's always just putting themselves in positions where they have to 1v squad. Huskers, though, ends up at least reading that second player just a little bit too late, did not have the self-revive.
Was it a nade?
This person's perspective, no. Just end up just getting quality, just beamed all the way to high heaven.
Yeah, even the greats fall, folks. Even the greats fall. He gets beamed down from afar. His teammates are going to have to repay the favor, though. And at the same time, he should feel cool about it. I know, Huskers in his own right is kind of a perfectionist with his gameplay, as he should. How else will you get that good? But, he picked up some kills, and even though he goes down, he brought back 2 of his teammates, and I'm pretty sure Blatz and Irrational will repay the favor soon. But in the late game, with it being 15 players remaining, 15 more kills for them to collect on, their money is looking funny. He definitely wants to be here, with them in these last few portions, but this is going to be easy for Blatz and Irrational here. As I say easy, they don't have the weaponry for it, taking some shots from afar, and you definitely don't want that that SMG in hand.
No, really tough position to be in, right? Unrational, no armor plates for the reserve. Can't even get themselves back up to full. Is at least just trying to make it back to their teammate here of Blast.
That was in port, right, or something?
Yeah, they're in port.
I'm just hearing some of the comms in between these 2 teammates, just trying to double up together, deal with some more than cracked players inside the lobby. I'll just go ahead and leave it there. You go ahead and depict on what I mean by that. But Unrational will end up at least getting themselves back to full. That's one of the benefits of getting that armor satchel. You will get those Swift 8 plates. We'll share some of that revenue with Blastides, and well, there they are.
He walked out into a crossfire coming from multiple directions, and you see the squad of 3 there. You had 1 at the hay bale, 2 at the silos. It's going to be up to Blatz. We've seen what he can do in a CDL, but here in Warzone, he picks up 1.
Nice.
Here at the near showcase, he picks up 2. Trying to keep it alive for the squad, but he couldn't turn around and get the 3rd. That is going to be, what, a 4th place finish for him? With multiple kills locked in. We'll see if we can kind of see their tally there. But, hey, man, they did that was a good map for him. I think that score is going to hold up there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I was talking about, you got 3 hours to continuously put yourself on the board for some of your best games possible. That's probably not the best of what we're going to end up seeing from that trio of some very notable players here in Verdansk. So you're definitely going to put that up there. You're going to feeling pretty okay about it, but you didn't end up getting that Warzone victory. You wanted to get more kills. You ran into a very unfortunate situation with that trio of players taking down your own squad at the same time, but there's still ample time, right? I mean, we haven't even gotten to the 2nd hour yet, Blaze.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of time to be able to find all of those kills, to find those wins at the same point in time, so that way you can make sure that you're at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's still plenty of time, folks. We're almost done here with our 1st hour of gameplay, but even within the 1st hour, we saw some great matches here from, Joe and his squad. We just got done watching Huskers and play. Salty's and her team was off to a great flow before we left their game with about 70 kills in that lobby. So I think we're going to see some big scores here in the 1st hour. But the question is that as we progress towards hours 2, those teams who are consistent, in the 1st quarter, are they going to be able to keep playing at that same pace? Did they go too hard in that 1st hour? Because we've seen in the past some squads put up some fantastic scores, but in the end, they just don't got the stamina to keep up with the best.
Well, I'm glad that you bring that up, because if there's one guy, when I was going through all of the different teams and some of the most notable players to be on the lookout for, Nikolai. Nikolarn has been doing it for a long time across a multitude of titles, not only just in the Battle Royale genre, but I mean, you want to talk about a guy that's just continuously just grinds out the stream life day in and day out. This dude just pure comedy at the same time. I'll go ahead and just plug it right here and now. Go give Nikolai some love. This dude is just pure comedy, but when it comes down to Warzone and a multitude of other BRs, he knows what it takes to get it done. He knows what it takes to win a lot of different tournaments at the same time. He's just so well-versed across a multitude of titles, but you can already see the rocket does go down quite early. Somebody ended up shooting him mid-parachute. As Morpheus is trying to at least work their way inside this building. Nicolarn is at least going to clear away the exit.
Yep.
An early heartbeat sensor as well. I mean, that's a great...
That's love.
That's a great tactical to pick up off the rip here in Hangars.
That is love. Now he's going to have all the intel in which he needs. No one's really going to be able to hide from that heartbeat sensor. Now, let's see. Morpheus, Nicolarn, Rocket, Rookit. How are you guys going to kick this one off and entertain us? So far, so good off the start. Plenty of players in the lobby as they are going to be hunting. Don't have anyone on this heartbeat sensor just yet, but it's giving them a lot of intel for him to kind of stay aggressive at this pace.
Yeah, again, that early heartbeat sensor, you can clear away all of these buildings knowing that PD is entirely safe. You get that little armor pack or that ammo pack inside there as well, so that way you know that you're full, not only with this QBZ, but also with the SMG that Nicolarn ended up picking up at the beginning of this entire endeavor. No armor plates found yet. Inside of this bad boy, though, finds a better QBZ. But at the same time, would really love to be able to find those armor plates, get some cash, maybe go buy it at the buy station. But most importantly, it's just about looting and then shooting, right? I don't think that Nicolarn's going to feel dissuaded from taking any gunfights, even though they're not at full HP.
Yeah, so the squad in which we're currently watching is 4th place on the leaderboards. They were second just a second ago, but, you know, we got some new scores reported, and they fell down. And I'm pretty sure they know that information as well, so they know what pace they got to play at. They know, you know, kind of the kills in which they need to be aiming for in these lobbies, which is super important, because as soon as you get that guide, you'll know which lobbies you need to start quitting out of early, because not every lobby is going to be viable for you to stay in. And with it being a kill race and it having a time limit, as you guys can see on the right-hand corner of your screen, 2 hours and 12 minutes remaining, you're just going to have to bounce out, find yourself in a better lobby.
I mean, they were in second, even when the first initial points ended up coming through, they were sitting just pretty darn close towards first place. But again, there's a lot of time. You can see it in the bottom right-hand side of the stream as well. There you have a lot of time to be able to rectify some of those very unfortunate games, whether you get killed off drop, or you just end up not having such a high kill game, or what we saw even from Huskers as well, that 4th place.
Yeah.
Would have loved to be able to get that first place 25-point bonus, but still a lot of time to be able to find those games. But we talked about it earlier. Some of these Warzone games can take a long time. The first zone is closing in here for this lobby. You still have 107 players left alive. The communication coming through. Quality beams out of the Krig from Nicolarn will end up at least finding themselves this kill. Looking to finish it. Yeah, I love that. Just using the fallen comrade to bait out where that last player is located at. Just
slowly
throws out
crawling
the shoulder,
behind
finds
him.
the kill. Yeah.
Just slowly crawling behind him as if it was a drone or something, just creeping up like, all right, lead me to him. Great composure there and awareness coming out here from Nicolarn. Like I said before, they were in 4th place, but just to let you guys know at home who is in 1st place, we will have Dalsor, Crevity, and Moist. So that's going to be a squad in 1st place with about 84 points. Still a lot to be played. And sorry, 87 points. And that's probably off just one score in which they've reported to as well. We'll make sure that we get to keep you guys up to date on those. But as we come back to this one, right outside, a crack comes from afar, but Nicolarn goes down. His teammates trapped behind these pillars. We can't see if the downs is coming through for him. I will see, you know, Morpheus is able to pick up a kill there, and they're going to go on an aggression. The assist elimination comes through, so it seems like the squad is feeling just a little bit safer. And with Nicolarn really crawling to the action, he knows that he just needs to get to his teammates. They're going to win that fight.
Slow rolling their way. Gonna have to meet him halfway.
Just that hill, man, I know it's just flared up, boy.
That calf muscle's getting in the workout, though,
real,
I'll tell you that much.
That one leg just dragging him over there. Gets on through. You know, but with 3 kills to his name, 91 players left in the lobby, we didn't get a chance to see, you know, how many more his team had, but ultimately, you know, they're going to have this chopper in this close quarter area. That was some great maneuvering for him, really, just to get that in there and even curve it around the inside portion of it. They're going to get back mobile and get towards this center portion of the map, possibly even find themselves a bounty to work with.
There's a lot to be said, right? You know, the shots are one thing inside of Verdansk, but some of the proximity flying that some of these individuals do with the chopper is absolutely impeccable. As the cash flow is also looking pretty good for this trio of Morpheus, Nicolar, and Rocket. As they know that there are players inside of this apartment complex as well. They're just trying to find out what floor they're on. Just so many stairs, giving us their best Miles Morales impression. Just sliding all the way down these stairs, working their way through. Some armor plates will be traded all out. Morpheus is going to end up going down, though. Precision airstrike is coming through. We're indoors, so we're going to be feeling pretty okay about that. Just don't go near any of these doorways, and the shrapnel will end up taking you down as we're just slow whirling our way up through these stairs. High alert's going to reveal that, yeah, this player is constantly looking at this squadron as Rocket is just trying to buy the space, find some early damage.
Wow.
Hipfire, though, coming out of the Cold War MP5. Yeah, it's a laser beam. It's pretty darn accurate. Rocket will fully be eliminated, so they'll have to be bought back. Not like this trio is short of cash by any stretch of the imagination, but a nice cleanup nevertheless.
Hey, man, he played it so well. His teammate got it in a difficult spot. And I think that was Morpheus as he was crawling back up those stairs. I love the fake revive to bait out one player. And then from there, every revive that came through, the players on the low side, they just had to be cautious of it. It was in the back of their heads. But even with the rush up the stairs, and you caught it, man. Just the spray from that weapon, cleaning up 2 kills. Well played there from Nicolar. And now they get the loadout drop, and they're going to be able to get their dream kits. Hell, the kits that they came into this game with knowing that they're going to do the most fragging with.
Okay.
Loadout drop here, too. So when Rocket comes right back in, they'll be able to at least give themselves the perks. But, yeah, the loadout drop just kind of disappeared. Pulled a quick Houdini act, so I guess that's cool.
Really did, right? It was just there, and it just bounced. But, you know, outside of that, you know, they trade out that loadout drop. They're going to get themselves Bertha. So we know how sturdy Bertha can be and how many kills can be picked up here by this monster of a truck. But it's going to get...
gal.
Yeah, she really is. And now it gets pulled up here towards the back side of the building. Going to use the truck as cover. Rotating here towards the back. Didn't see much on a heartbeat sensor, so they know that these players are on the run. And they are not slowing down whatsoever. They were able to pick up that kill from afar. So now they're just going to cut back. Still want to play for this bounty so it can give them some direction on where they need to start heading to next. But with all the cash in which they have as well, I want to see some, well, they got 1 UAV popped. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some more stacked as well.
You can see Rocket is also just on their lonesome as well.
Fragging
able to
out.
clean up that bounty. Yeah, I mean, just quite literally found themselves their own team wipe at the same time. The UAV trying to reveal as many locations as possible, but we're starting to work our way through the mid stages of this lobby, right? You can see that there's a total of 51 players, including the trio of which we're watching. A lot of these players are going to end up having ghosts, so that's why you see them continuously bounty hopping is what the term is specifically called, and that's why, again, you're very thankful to have Big Bertha. Would love to have a trophy system on this gal, so just in case anybody throws the patty cake of a C4 on you or a rocket, by any stretch, that at least keep her safe, but she's still one of the strongest vehicles, excuse me, in all of Verdansk, so you need a couple shots. Just got to be careful with the impeccable balancing act that's happening with their teammates on top.
Also, you know, give respect where respect is due. The best support player in the lobby. You know, the best support player in the game. Hell, this truck right here has, you know, picked up a lot of kills and helped teams survive a lot of matches, but taking a lot of damage right there gets the squad safely to the next location. They're able to break through and get an entire team wipe before Nicolar is even able to get there and be a part of the action. Oh, he's going to have some action of his own here. It's not over with just yet. Look at the mini-map, folks. It's lighting up red, looking like chicken pox, as he is just going to have to look for this kill, looking towards the top side, missing a few shots, but the down does come through, and they will be able to suppress that fire there from the top of the building. They're going to have to get some top side control for themselves as they're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable here in this spot. About 1 more kill to clean up. Still on the hunt.
Morpheus still has their gulag too, so the potential not only to get a free ticket back down here to Verdansk is on the cards, but also get that free kill to be able to strengthen out their pool at the same time. Rocket will get sniped, I believe. So now Nicolar's in a very tough spot. You're quite literally underneath all the action. The gas is quite literally on your back. You do have a gas mask, so you can end up trying to tank this, and you are faster than the zone at this point in time, but even still, the kills are what matter the most. Remember, that rocket does not have the gulag. Yeah, that player is mounted up on that head glitch. Nicola's going to try for the reach out. Not going to have to fully reset the fight to play back up.
Oh, be careful here, big fella. He's going to have to just relocate, chalk it up. He got plenty of money to buy back his team. He just needs to make sure that, you know, he can survive this rotation. Perfectly timed. That little stutter step that he had, not walking out into the open. A quick 180 to turn. That's a team wipe here for Nicolarn. You love to see it. He had the awareness, knowing that they were going to be able to look down on him. He stutter steps, based the one off the roof, wins the second gunfight. Quick 180 for the team wipe. Here comes the squad.
A little pop off for Nico as well. He just knew he went so massive for his team, because it's scary, right? I mean, when you're thinking about it from that perspective, you're underneath all of these teammates, or the enemies rather.
Yeah.
How do you play up against that? Well, you just bait out the gas. They have to move just as much as you do, and you just play the gas mask. You just play the terrain as best as you possibly can. Big Bertha's a tanky gal, but she's not exactly an agile one to climb up all these rocks. You almost have to go for a more direct route. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take this main road. Some shots did come through. The Nicolarn's going to have to reposition themselves so that way they can try to play back up once their teammates did end up getting bought back. They had a loadout drop waiting for them on the opposite side of the map as well. So the teammates may be split for the time being. But again, when we were talking about that with Husker's squad, that sometimes is more of a blessing than it can be a curse.
Yeah, it definitely can be. And, you know, they were split. They're split for the time being, but when they regroup, they will be stacked, especially with that loadout drop over there. And they're able to get their loadouts intact. So as we head here, 45 players in the lobby, 7 kills to Nicolarn's name. They're looking for themselves their next bounty, but he's going to move on over here, regroup with the squad. Nothing showing up on radar, and he still has plenty of money to work with. He was rocking with about 20K before he had to go in there with that buyback with his teammates. And now so far they need to get moving, because I think this is a good lobby for them, but in the grand scheme of things, they'll be looking back on this one if they don't start picking up at their pace.
Rocket just has not have it. He's just not having a good time out here now, ain't they? I mean, they've gone down yet again. Got to be bought back, but consideration that we got to find these kills first. This is a very tough building to try to work your way through. You can see no pings from the UAV. The enemy team that they're trying to hunt down, it just ghosted out of their eyeballs. So Rocket's going to end up getting bought back by Morpheus. Quality shots coming through will be good enough for the armor break. Can't find the knock, though. But this is good information. Players locked inside of this yellow house. Chow from the opposite side. Gets smoked.
Destroyed. Absolutely destroyed right there. But he will lose his teammate, and his teammate gets cleaned up. So gonna have to work this side of the building on the flank. Beautiful awareness. I love the route, but he can't finish off the kill just yet. The quick turnaround, he doesn't get juked by that one, but taking some free shots to his right, backs himself up against the wall, needs to watch out for the nade, plating up. Now he just needs to be the hero, but can't get himself in position for a decent gunfight. He comes down here to Rocket.
Sorry, I played that bad.
Yeah, I agree, Nicolarn. You kind of played that a little bad. I mean, the Semtex, he tanks it, right? I mean, one of the perks that you do end up picking up in that first slot is EOD, so you can, take a little bit more explosive damage for at least the first time around, but had a little bit more space. There was no second Semtex, but tried to at least chow out, so they can end up helping out Rocket on the ground floor. But Nicolarn still holds to the Gulag. He's going to load in, has the RPD, C4, and a little stun grenade to play with. So they're going to go towards this roundabout, see if they can get some information. That enemy's probably in their spawn. The Chow does come through, just barely lives 1 HP.
Just barely lives, but he is able to connect. Coming back in right away, loadout drop on screen. Teammates in the area as well. Rocket did clutch up. Morpheus is going to be ready to go as well. And with 37 players left in his lobby chat, they're feeling good currently. They're feeling confident. Just need to start looking towards their next team fight. UAV in effect. No bounty in effect just yet, but here's the fight already. At the bottom side of this building, they're not exactly sure where they are. But I'm loving the comms from them, so let's kind of like dive into it just a little bit more.
Oh, that's...
Oh.
Fuck.
Didn't end up fully reading. Player from behind, player up top. Is all over the place. I'm seeing anime tracers coming out from all different sorts of angles as well. But Morpheus, Rocket, Mac 10 and all, they will end up cleaning that up. You can hear Nicolard's confusion, right? I mean,
yeah, he's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I honestly thought that was going to be a teammate too. The nameplate sometimes can be your biggest adversary in certain instances of time, especially when you are messing with staircase warfare. But at least Nicolard doesn't end up going down fully. Rocket Morpheus again able to clean up that entire engagement. And now we're back to square one. Everybody's healthy. No self-revives on the table whatsoever, but there's another engagement right around the corner.
Man, I tell you, and no worse feeling than when a nameplate makes you miss a shot, okay? And I most definitely will blame it on it. As I'm trying to just line something up. There's lots and lots of text there on the screen now. As we get here towards the next fight, they got a bounty on screen. Plenty of cash to work with. No UAVs popped just yet, but as they're about to head here towards the superstore, knowing that no one's going to be close by, let's see. Happy hunting to them if they can find anybody.
I mean, nothing for the UAVs, right? But again, bounty hopping certainly going to be a thing, so that way you can end up at least trying to find the next enemy. I believe that the second that they ended up picking up that bounty, the teammates that were about to be pinged were immediately then taken down, so that will nullify the bounty pickup. As you hear Captain Price also talking that there are players dropping in the AO, so you got to be very careful with how you are traversing through this very open area. Here's some Semtexes, some explosions happening in the immediate vicinity at the same time. Not enough money for another self-revive here. They know that there are going to be players on the opposite side of this airport. So they're going to do the smart thing. They're going to go through the front door, see if they can try to find this engagement inside the terminal.
Oh, tries to thread the shots there in a hangar. Didn't connect with any, but a kill will come through. At first, I thought it was another player towards the back end, but UAV is going to prove it to be clear. They will have one to their right here in this building. 21 players remaining in this lobby. Possibly 7 other squads. So, well, as we can see, it's going to be 9 other squads. So a few team of 2s, some rats out there as well. But this solid team of 3 of Nicolarm, Morpheus, and Rocket, whew, they're looking good to be able to close this match out, folks, as they will be continuing to hunt down these players here towards the backside of the hangar. Moving in little by little. Multiple pings on the map. Let's see if they can get on the same page.
Well, it's also a really good point that you bring up, Jay, just whether you meant it or not to be on the same page, right? You know, coming away from Huskers' squad, they were playing very isolated. The last time that we saw a team playing like this was when we were watching Salty's team, but we'll get more into that. A little analysis in a moment. Morpheus is going to get beamed over by this helipad. Nicolarn knows that this player is going to be right around this area. The flash will end up at least connecting. Got to be careful because Nicolarn's going into this engagement without any plates, but they knew that they had that player weak. Will confirm the kill and take this time to reprieve and get themselves back up to full.
No fear. He just saw his next kill run past himself on the screen, and I know he probably said, oh my God, I just backed up in another container, and this guy just saw me. Here comes another nade, but he won't die the same way twice in this map. But instead, he will be looking to hunt down a few here towards this end of the map. And actually, that was his teammate. That was his teammate, Rocket. I just couldn't see the text. That was his teammate, Rocket, I was speaking of over there. But, folks, 20 players in the lobby. Nicolarn, 10 kills towards his name. And with the UAV showing up 3 players here in front, they got a few off to their right. They should have a few kills lining up right here in front of them soon.
Oh, there's a team up top.
Got to be smart with how you're playing this, right? I mean, now you're in the end game, right? So you know that everybody is going to end up just watching this exact area. The Claymore from the front door will take all of the plates away. The shots soon to follow. Nicolarn is down. We'll have to see how the rest of their teammates can try to at least combat it against this, as we are just focused hard on this bush. But Rocket, you can see, popping up in the kill feed, finds themselves 2 knocks and is able to work their way back in. Team wipe comes through. Nicolarn's going to be able to stay alive. Nice little cleanup coming through from this trio.
Man, Rocket just continues to save the day. Okay, fight after fight, he is coming in clutch. That is a teammate in which you guys can rely on, folks. Now, we just saw they have 35 kills towards their name. I think we saw 2 players with 10 and 1 with 15. That was Rocket with 15 to his name. So this is a great lobby for him. With just 11 players remaining, split up between 5 different teams. This is it. They just need to focus up. And you're going to start to see them collect on some more kills as well. Yeah, they clear out this entire backside trailer. Nothing but loot. Even though they already got enough cash, they're already stacked up. Well, I take that back. They could use a little bit more cash. Make sure to get themselves some more UAVs here towards the late game. There they go. Buy up, eat up. Now let's see if they can finish their plate.
Only 8 players remaining for other squads, right? You're just isolating these players, and this is when you can start just slowly reversing on your own. You can see Rocket again appearing in the kill feed. Mac 10 and all is going to be able to at least clean up yet another squad. 3 other squads remaining, excuse me. 7 other total players, abbreviated squads in all. This is starting to look like a dub for this trio.
Yeah, that's what it's starting to look like here, folks. In the final few portions of this map, you're going to have 7 players split out between 3 different teams. I think they just got a few pings here towards the UAV. If not, the heartbeat sensor is going to have them. That's a crack here in the trenches. He gets aggressive. 3 players here towards the stairs. Well, just the one there. Able to get the cleanup. Shield's not going to be able to help him. Now, just 2 squads remaining.
Morpheus is down. Self-revive is at least trying to be channeled.
But who got him?
It's got to be someone on top of that factory, right? I mean, it's either on top of that factory or over by these silos, which is where Nicolarn's turning their attention towards, just on the opposite side of that. You can see what's happening over here on top green. Quality shots coming through. Very tough to be able to find a knock with the Krieg 6 from this range, but at least you're going to push those players back indoors. It's going to be able to give you some space and the opportunity to put yourself towards the center of the zone, which Nicolarn is currently plating, while the rest of their teammates are playing on the edge of the upcoming zone as well, seeing if they can gatekeep a couple teams, the last few teams at that, as they try to rotate in.
This angle is so crucial. And it gets cracked there from the right. Didn't see him here in the building. And what I was going to say is that maybe he needs to push up just a little bit further and see if he can get closer towards the side of that roof, get himself a better angle. But someone else was already watching that right side. And now it's up to Rocket and Morpheus to clutch up. We'll see if they can do it. 18 kills to Rocket's name. We may see our first W today here on broadcast, folks.
Got 42 kills to their entire name right now.
This is a healthy game.
It really is, and that's why you're starting to see, even from Morpheus' perspective, just playing this smart, playing this in the back, knowing that these players, they're going to have to rotate out. The next zone that ends up coming in, it's going to continue to pull more central towards these hangars where Rocket is located at. Again, just buying the time, finding themselves the space. You can see that there's a total of 7 players left alive inside this lobby right now. There's at least 1 abbreviated squad, not including the duo of which we are watching right now. Some quality shots coming through. Inside of this hangar, here comes Rocket, at least for the cleanup. Cross angles and all. We'll find the knock.
Ooh.
Hey, how's it going behind that corner? No, Morpheus gets smoked. Now it's all up to Rocket to try to clean things up for their squad. You got to stay alive here. You got to find these kills. That forklift is so demeaning.
The 1v2. Can Rocket get it done? He's been playing phenomenal all game. 20 kills to his name. That's a cracker. Reposition. Checks his left. A quick turnaround in a 180, but can't get it done. The reactions was there, but at the end of the day, it was still a fantastic game from Morpheus, Nicolarn, and Rocket. It was a 44 kill game, somewhere around there. It was definitely one in which I think that score is going to hold up there for a while. I know they wish they got the first place in an extra 5 points, and we'll see over 3 hours if it is going to hurt them, because we know usually at this level of gameplay, every single one of your victories has to be a win. Those 5 points are so important if you even want a chance at getting first place. And we just got to see if this one stacks up as we, go towards, as we continue on with this tournament. But how are the rest of our teams stacking up right now? What are our standings looking like here? Where does Nicolar, Morpheus, and Nicolar, Morpheus, and Rocket stack up there towards the rest of them? Well, we'll find out right after this break, folks. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have hour 2 of our Warzone kill race.
First Blood and Nier are bringing 3 $20,000 tournaments to the Warzone community. But who is Nier? Nier is an infinitely scalable sharded blockchain. It uses blockchain sharding to increase network scalability and serve millions of users at a time. Nier also has transaction fees that are 10,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. And unlike many other blockchains, Nier is proud to be climate neutral and has green NFTs built on carbon neutral technology. Nier is a blockchain for everyone and even has an NFT marketplace specifically for hip-hop. And with nearly $400 million dedicated to ecosystem development, they're just getting started. Learn more at Nier.org and firstblood.link/Nier.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our near showcase Warzone Kill Race tournament presented by First Blood. I'm Blaze, joined with Proper, and we just got done with our first hour of the broadcast. And you know, we saw some exciting games so far. What will be your favorite moment so far?
I mean, I'm honestly just enjoying seeing some of the different, or the diversity, right, as far as play is concerned. You saw Huskers, Unrational playing with Blast. They're playing a little bit more, I would almost say traditional, right, of what you typically see up at the highest level of just splitting apart. And then you end up seeing, you know, Salties and Nicolarn just making it very close to the very end of those games, almost getting some of that Warzone victory taste in their mouth, but just coming up a little bit short. So I'm very excited to be able to see the diversity, not only in just the overall play from trio to trio, but also the weaponry as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, if I had to pick a moment, you know, the match was definitely the Nicolarn, Morpheus, and Rocket game that we just got done watching, but Nicolarn's 1v3 clutch I thought was super sick, and that's probably been probably the best individual play that we've seen so far in today's tournament. But hey, we're about to get geared up and head into hour number 2. We're gonna give you guys an update on the scoreboard here in just a bit, so you guys can know where is everyone stacking and who you should be keeping an eye on, and where does your favorite teams fall there on that scoreboard. I do know that when we was watching beforehand that Nicolarn and Co, they were around that position 4 before they kind of tacked in a total before they put the tally in on that last game. And I'm not sure that we have any squad out there who have put up 3 scores just yet, but we'll find out here in just a bit. Because I know sometimes, you know, some squads will save their best scores till last, okay? And in the final few minutes, boom, put out their 2 best scores, and it's like a Mr. Krabs moments for some of the other squads out there.
Yeah, exactly. As well, we'll have the leaderboard pop up on screen here for you folks. That way you can end up seeing how everybody is faring. A lot of different interesting team names, nevertheless. But Tatum, Billy, and Hex, they are your current leader, only just by 38 points over Moist, Crevity, and Dawsor. Just going down the list, I mean, you are going to start seeing some very familiar names. There's Royal Eyes. Blue is playing with Gooey Guy. Team Royal Eyes are just a little bit behind in 3rd place. That striking distance, though, just to be able to get yourself those next 2 games necessary to be able to put yourself in that 1st place position. But you know, going into hour number 2, or already just about 18 minutes past of where it was starting, you know, it's both a curse and a blessing when you're thinking about it, right, Blaze? That you have, you know, the 3 hours to be able to get your 3 best games, but when you're, you know, making it all the way to the end game and you come up just a little bit short in that 2nd place, then you're not going to necessarily be feeling quite comfortable with the lack of time that you're having when we do get to that 3rd hour, when we have about 30 minutes left, because that's really only going to give yourself 1 more game, 1 last attempt to be able to put yourself in that 1st place position. But there's still a lot of time to be able to find those games, as we'll hop over here to Foreign, see what they can do with their squad, currently resting at about 6th place. One of those teams that would love to be able to get themselves a very strong game to put themselves not only within top 5, but top 3 for the bigger prize pool.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do that. And as you were mentioning, you know, the feeling of, you know, those scores to coming in late, you know, it's some situations it's great to know what you have to aim for, right? To say that we need to walk away with 70 points this game if we want to win, and you be able to kind of aim towards that. You know, the one part that sucks is if you put up a 75-point game and you get short by about 2 points, and it's like, we got to do that again? We got to be better than that? And so sometimes right there, that can kind of take the wind out of some of these squad sails. But that's the beauty about Warzone kill races and why we all love it, folks. It forces these teams to have to play at a high, consistent level throughout the entirety of this match, is going from kill to kill. And that takes a high skill set. And it's a lot of skill traits that go into that when it comes down to understanding positioning, not just your opponent, but your teammates' positioning as well. You know, gunshots, knowing when to shoot, knowing when not to, and you know, understanding the pace in which you have to play just to, you know, keep the lobby healthy and make it a score that can count towards your tally as we keep going forward in our tournament. As you can see, 1 hour and 38 minutes remaining. We're on board here with Jace, as he's going to be approaching the side of this building, gets into a gunfight. Quick beams from him to clean up is there. Goes back to the primary weapon, looking for the second player. Sees a few trying to escape you know, rotate out towards the vehicle, but he's going to try to clear out these stairs and take some high ground.
You can run, you can try to drive, but you simply cannot hide forever, as we are just trying to finesse in and around this train station. Trigger discipline is absolutely immaculate. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, they're going to end up being finding a weak player in the corner. No, I'm shooting ankles every single time I see a player just right in front of me, brother. I want them to know I'm on the hunt, and that's probably why I don't find as many kills as these guys.
As soon as I see a pixel in my head, I just think I need to shoot first, okay? I need to get the first shot off if I want to win the gunfight, but not here. They says, you know what? I shoot when it's time to shoot, okay? I don't need to shoot at the first sight of somebody's finger poking around a wall. You can't wall bang everything, folks, even though I feel like I can sometimes.
Even the CDL pros all the way at the very top still struggle with knowing what they can wall bang and stuff like that. Shout outs to Attach. But it's just one of those things, again, to be able to recognize some of the finer nuances of what some of these Warzone players end up bringing to the table. Ever since Warzone, again, became a thing, the community has become so big. I mean, Battle Royales have always been a thing ever since they have been gaining popularity in the early 2000s, but especially with Call of Duty being at the forefront with Warzone right now, it's just awesome to be able to see some of the different mechanics coming through from variant search and destroy tournaments in such a big lay of the land here on Verdansk. Jace will try to go for that final chow. Did not have the HP advantage, didn't get the first bullet, but got themselves a pretty good weapon to be able to fight inside this gulag. Didn't find some opening shots, but they are just taking the chow, and that is just disgusting hipfire.
Yeah, it really is. Yo, his movement as well to the slide, to the quick turn. His opponent had no chance whatsoever to kind of react there. So Jace will be spawning back in, trying to get back here to the squad. He's going to actually get back towards his loot, right where he wants to be. All right, he's suited and booted, ready for the next team fight. One armor plate down, but he's going to find that one right now around the corner, and some ammo as well. So 11 kills to his name, 75 players in his lobby. Don't know about his teammates, but you know, it feels like it's a healthy one. You see his KD there, 3.48 over his last 100 games. We appreciate you for the statistics here on our broadcast, Jace. Okay, we need that with a 76% win rate in the gulag.
It's about 70% more than I win my gulag, so I'll say it. I'll throw myself under the bus.
Headshot percentage? Ooh.
That's nasty, too.
That is nasty.
He's on controller, too. His sensitivity's got to be pretty darn high with the way that he's snapping and just turning around the entirety of all these different POIs. So we'll go over towards the loadout. We'll end up getting their preferred weaponry as well. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you wanted your loadout as well? Well, yeah, you got a couple shots while you're at it.
You're going to have to fight for it. As you're going to see Jace peeking around the corner as the shot lined up. Loses one armor plate, but he'll be okay. That's a team wipe. And he is just going to get plated back up, looking for his next kill, 12 to his name. So far, so good for him in the squad. And he's playing away from his squad mates right now. They need to be able to get one revive to come through. I do believe that is going to be for Ride Dog. It's going to be a buy station close by here. And they're going to have enough money to do just that and get them back into this lobby. But as soon as we get a chance to see someone bring up the backboard, we'll see how many kills his teammates have. And as far as Ride Dog, Jace, and Cashy, their position on the leaderboard, I want to say they were pretty high up there beforehand. We're going to find out.
He pre-fired my shit.
Just around that 6th place last time that we ended up seeing their names pop up on the leaderboard. So, again, a big game here.
Wow.
A lot of kills. The victory, that'll put them within striking distance.
So check this out, Proper. When we kind of came in from the first hour, it was Kento Faraki that was in first place. They've got bumped down to 6th. All right. We got some scores that got reported in since then, folks. And, you know, Monkey shoots back up to 2nd place. Hoya is currently in 1st. That's going to be FIFA Kill Wars and Zamaza. So they're leading the tally. We'll see if they how far they can stay up there, and we'll also see when it comes down to Ride Dog, Jason, Cashy, where will this score stack up, and can I put them back in the top 3? Put them in the top 3 for the first time.
Scary spot to be in, you know, considering some of the point values that you have. I mean, that Monkeys roster, only at 307, 315 there for Hoya, like you were talking about. That's FIFA killing Wars. Two players that have been playing in Verdansk almost for about a year and a half, almost 2 years at this point. They know what it really takes to be able to win a lot of these tournaments. Good European representation within this tournament, even from some of those Warzone pros. They've racked up a total of 165 kills. With still an hour and a half left to play, so I mean, it's on the cards, right? If they still hold that lead, and they even get a better game of what they already held within those 3 games that are currently being tallied, I mean, they can continue to bump that lead and can start really running away with it, guaranteeing themselves that first place, depending on how these games end up coming. But it's much like you said, right? I mean, when we first looked at the leaderboard, first place now bumped all the way down. That's what's so damning about Trio's kill race, especially when it comes down to the time frame that you end up having.
Yeah, and that's what it is going to come down to. So you can't feel too comfortable in this tournament. You're going to have to stay focused drop after drop here. We'll see as Jace looking for his next skill. Haven't picked up one since the last time, but his squad mates, they've been eating. And I think he knows someone's going to be maybe close by in the area. They don't have enough money for some UAVs, and yeah, actually, I take that back. They got plenty of money for some UAVs. They just need to get to the buy station, get stacked up, and roll around here as a squad. But they're going to break off, do some hunting, seeing if they can find some people out here towards the forest side of the map. This is a good lobby for them. This is a good lobby for them. This comes down to them finding these kills quick. It's going to be 37 people remaining for them to be able to fight against, possibly acquire.
So you're going to start seeing them split up, right? You got 37 players remaining, 16 other squads. Ooh.
Barely made it out.
I don't know what that way. I mean, Claymore, nope, it was a rocket. Tough position to be in. Just look at the facial reaction. Oh, it's an explosive bow. That's what it was. I'm just like, what was doing so much damage? Yeah, that thing shoots hella fast. Yeah, the reaction. I'm in the same boat there, brother. I feel the same exact way.
He's like, what the hell? You know, after the first shot, we were with, I was with you. Was like, was it a Claymore? Was it a rocket that hit the ground? Because it came in so quick, he wasn't expecting it. But man, the way he lined up that second arrow in the combat bow, hit the truck right on the side. So Jace, he doesn't have a gulag to fight for. He's gonna need his squad mates' help. But they need to be careful getting out of this open terrain. Rye has a chopper looking right at him, and they're coming in for that kill. Got some players out there on the wing. Bless you, Jace. It'll be okay. Your squad mate, he's trying to get out of here. He can't make it happen. I don't know if anyone can go head to head with a chopper like that with some players on the side and make it out.
It's all going to come down to Kashi. Just to not only try to stay alive, but get their teammates back in to Verdansk. Easier said than done. At least Jace does end up coming back. But where do you go? What do you do? You see that the bounty is at least revealing one of these teams. We're into the late game of Verdansk. So he's going to end up dropping down. Going to try to get their loot. We know that he's allergic to combat bows, but he is not allergic to at least putting themselves in harm's way for the potential other team to try to come and clean them up. So no perks, but at least you have your comfortable loadout to be playing with here. If you are Jace, you're isolated from your teammate there of Kashi, but this is exactly where you want to be at, right? You want to try to at least clean up these kills. You can see a whole squad on top of that roof. Just dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dodge yet again behind this rock. Just barely gets into cover. They are just messing with one of the smallest rocks I've ever seen. So good luck trying to reach out of this.
Yeah, great timing for him. He's going to get out, still repositioning, and he will survive. But that was a scary situation for him because when those players started shooting off on the building, he was just open terrain all around him. He should have went down, honestly, but the focus fire for that squad on top was just not good enough. Now Jace survives. The entire squad have been respawned, and we'll see if Kashi, Right Dog, if the entire team can come together and how many of these remaining 35 kills in which they can pick up on. We know that Jace has 12. We didn't get a chance to see how many Right Dog and Kashi has in a moment. But it's a lot of action happening around them. Plenty of tasks for them to get done. Plenty of positioning on the map for them to take as this hill just continues to get smaller and smaller. I love Jace's movement here. Just stand towards the high ground. Always thinking about where players may be and, you know, what's his best chance of success here on the rotation.
I mean, you know, they would love to be able to find just a little bit more to be playing with, but specifically in the armor plate department, I mean, if you end up just getting yourself into an engagement, you're not going to be able to get yourself back up to full, but that's probably the least of their worries right now. Their biggest concern is, again, finding those kills. A lot of time that we have been spending inside this lobby, and well, we've only gotten rid of 2 other players since the last time we talked about how many others are inside of this lobby. Will end up picking themselves up a UAV, the self-revive as well. So those are the resources that you're going to be looking for when you are amidst this rotation. Chopper, no! Hopped out just a little bit too late. But they ended up getting the trade, and the self-revive might be on the cards. No, the enemy just did not get fully elanded as well.
It didn't look good there for Jace, but hopefully that lobby works out for him on the tally, and we'll see where that score falls later on and where his team will land. But let's take a look at the #1 team on the leaderboard and see how these guys are stacking up against the rest. But look at the kills. 19 to his name. He is absolutely fragging out.
I mean, FIFA Kill's nasty. It's been a known factor for a long time. That FIFA Kill has always been able to hang with some of the best. You know, sometimes when it comes down to some of those high roller matches, you go back to Twitch Rivals, you go back to some of the other Huskers House tournaments, and you know some of the other invitational cups that are currently being hosted on a lot of other different channels. And FIFA Kill's always up there, and always up in the top 5, always putting up big numbers like what you're seeing right now. Kill Race is their bread and butter. Again, ever since Warzone's inception, them and Wars have been playing together continuously. You saw just a quick look again at some of the format that we ended up having. Again, it is the best of those 3 games across 3 hours, and that was a very hard peak. FIFA Kill is going to at least poke out their head. They will get sniped. Has a self-revive. Wound up at least staying within cover. You can see that their teammate is also under immense pressure at the same time. Here comes the challenge as well. FIFA Kill says, yeah, welcome to my territory there, bud. Thanks for the free kill.
As well as a revive, too, in the sky. So he knows he's going to have a few players above him. But trying to get the angle, trying to be able to get that bullet drop from so far away. That has to be at least 200 meters at the angle.
Whoa.
FIFA Kill says, you know what? I want some close quarter battles where you're running, able to clean up one, shuts the door, backs up for the next engagement. Surely his opponent won't be expecting this one. Not expecting him to come out and engage once again. He cleans up on the second. That is a team wipe, but that wasn't what he had his sights set on. He wanted to get towards the top of that skyscraper on the opposite end and pick up on these kills over here.
You know, somebody that's been casting Call of Duty for a while too. It's always just makes me giggle, Blaze. Every single time I see some door play coming through, especially after casting Modern Warfare for an entire season, I had immense flashbacks to like a Ramaza Search and Destroy with all that door play right there. But still, you can see FIFA Kill just doing it to such a high regard.
No way.
What an arm with that C4. That thing weighs a ton now. Just gently throws it over. Ends up finding themselves kill number 25. It is not done yet. Has the MAC-10 out, ready, locked and loaded, just hunting down for where these kills are coming from. Zamza is also pressed up there with Wars, finding themselves a lot of damage, and the vibes are just way too strong with the squad right now. There's a total of just about 18 other players remaining, 9 other squads. Wars finds another knock. They're going to get the full-on elimination as well, and they are just quite literally bulldozing through this lobby.
Yeah, they are cruising on through without any issues whatsoever. They have, this entire team has found a great flow. They're vibing out, chat. They're going to continue to buy themselves some UAVs, make sure they got the self-revives, any airstrikes, the precision strikes that they may need. And he's going to get the ping on top of this building. I think he did buy a precision strike for him. We'll see. But that's and you know what, come to think of it too, Proper? They don't even got to take them out. The zone's going to push that squad out. It just comes down to them clean up the kills as they try to hop down. Oh, that
that's not exactly a great spot to be in. Not with this giant tower in front of you, but again, much like you said, They gotta rotate out, gotta track a little bit further forward. The bullet dropped just a little bit too much.
They flew like deep
The
right.
travel was just a little bit too hard to be able to read on a player just falling from the sky. Some early
He
damage,
almost
though.
threaded it.
You almost did, yeah. And again, you know, going forward off of this is where you almost really want to be playing your life. The Gulag is closing. 8 other teams remaining. So high ground is going to be your best friend as you're just trying to get a lay of the land, see where the rest of these players had landed themselves at. Zamza is going to find themselves their own personal team wipe. You got a loadout drop just a little bit to the left of where FIFA is mounted up right now, but this is just nasty. Oh, the mounting. There's a reason why I was G8 in form of play.
There
Finds
you go.
himself a knock. Wards also gets a team kill. Calls in the precision airstrike as well just to try to clean up that kill, see if they can find anything else off of it.
They're gonna jump off that building. They're gonna jump off that building.
I'm loving the comms here, especially as we're here towards the late game.
Boys. Orange mark. Okay.
Let's actually do a little listening in here with them as they're trying to clean up these kills here from afar. See how they want to transition towards this next team fight as the zone is moving in.
Oh, bro, I'm getting shot in my back from police.
Fire shit off.
He's just, I mean, he's got the legendary gas mask, right? Looks good.
Casey, can you get up?
Yeah, he's in police station.
I think there's a guy at the fire station as well, bro.
4 squads left.
Guys, fuck off.
We did see the
I'm
one
coming,
team
Wolves, I'm coming.
rotate out. That was a far that they were originally looking at.
There's a guy there.
3 teams remaining. They're gonna find a
I'm gonna
third
snipe him
drop.
back, I think
He knows
five
other
top,
players in
five
the
top.
area. It's not a team
up,
wipe.
I
A
get up.
snipe's coming out from the west side of the map, but the self-revive is there for FIFA kill. He's gonna get up, has to reposition quickly. He will do just that. Gets a few plates in, but now he had a few other teammates that are down. He needs some suppressive fire there for him if this revive is going to come through.
Yo, unmark that, please.
I'm grabbing my loading.
Bro, we need to try
Here's
and
the
make a bar
shots.
here for you.
FIFA kill trying to draw some attention
Bro,
towards
I get
himself.
sniped, I'm gonna be so
3
sad.
teams remaining. 6 other players.
Pushing so late as
Yeah,
well.
I got it. I'm going for the res.
People bottom stadium 100%.
Yeah, give me comms.
FIFA, does he want to take some high ground here in this moment? Knowing he
This
has
guy-
the option.
He's gonna go for the buyback though, and this is smart, right? You try to get Wars back because even if Wars does go down, you're gonna be able to find an abundance of information because
Yep,
you don't
it
have
could be
any
a
UAVs.
distraction.
Well, a distraction for one, yeah, but you can just parachute in the air and you can get a lot of live pings. That man-made UAV
True.
as they're just falling back in, but Wars is just gonna drop immediately down to the ground, pick up their weapons, just pick back
Oh
up
my God, yo,
right
they
where
got
they
me
started
seeing-
off, and well,
Boom.
FIFA's gonna end up throwing out a
Lay
challenge
down,
towards
lay
a
down,
player
so I got sniped,
inside of
Lay down,
that
lay down, lay
specific
down.
area for the stadium.
I got sniped from here. The guy literally.
And they're gonna
pushed
get
me,
sniped.
Alright, you need to res walls, okay?
But luckily enough, Zamza will be right here just to be able to get FIFA kill back up.
Those guys underneath you are shit.
They're going to be able to get back up to full HP. You can hear the comms as well. FIFA kill almost really just pleading with Zamza just to go back down to get Wars back up. Zamza's going to eat a lot of shots from that exact player as well. The gas is going to start pushing both of these players out momentarily. There's only so much more stadium to play with.
And Wars did get revived, but a player off to the side. This could make it just 2 teams remaining. That's a cleanup, not a team wipe. They need to figure out where was that player's teammate. He has to be close by. Looking at the zone, you got a few players on the stairs of the stadium. FIFA kill, checking his left, knowing that a player went inside, but does he want to take the height advantage? With that knock coming through, he knows he has the right to, and that's an easy cleanup there towards the left and give him a victory. Add it to the tally. FIFA kill, Zamza Wars. They get a big W.
That is an understatement. A big W. That was colossal. I mean, I think that FIFA kill almost dropped damn near 30 kills right there. It had to have been about
Massive.
a 50, 60 kill game coming through from that entire trio. I mean, we saw just little glimpses of it. I mean, where you had FIFA kill just dropping, their own personal 26, 27, 28 bomb, whatever it ended up being at the very end of it. Wars every single time that we were showing up in the kill feed was not too far behind them, Blaze. And that's what's even scarier too, because you get that extra 25 points for the win. You get all those 1-point tallies per kill that was racked up there through the entirety of that lobby. It got hairy. It got a little weird, but they were still able to come out on top of it all. And that is just so commendable. A team that's already in first place is just going to be building that lead ever more so.
Yeah, they truly will be. And, I think the score line, in which will be very impressive, is anything over 100, okay? if you anything close to 100 at this level is going to be impressive, folks, especially with these players out here. And you know, you got 25, almost damn near 30 kills on FIFA. Wars wasn't too far behind, and if their teammate dropped in at 20 and you get 25 points for the dub, that's the 90s. All right, now we're prophesizing on how many points they may have. We'll give you guys those official tallies in just a bit, but hey, it's a Warzone kill race and we got plenty of Warzone players to watch. So enough of looking at our faces and listening to us yap about. Let's hop back into some more gameplay. We are going to hop in with the current team in 5th position. We got Blue, Gooey Guy, and Royalize.
Yep, some more familiar names. Some very familiar names when it comes down to Warzone, when it comes down to kill races. Even if you've been watching a lot of mini Warzone as well, you are going to recognize these players. They have themselves some pretty strong stats to boot. And you see that clock down on the bottom right as well. Keep in mind, we got an hour and 15 left. They're still within top 10, so striking distance, sure. Going to be tough to be able to work your way back into make it to first place. They're dropping in over by Hospital. Just going to try to find yourself a couple of slice and dice kills. Good luck, have fun if you're any of these players that are locked over towards on top of these rooftops, because you're going to end up having Gooey just try to tear you to shreds.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I truly do. We'll see if they can survive this onslaught here. This squad won't be able to, as they get cleaned up here at the top side of the building. Now, that's going to be one kill here to Gooey Guy's name. These boys are just getting started. We're early in this lobby. Now, we'll see what type of strategy they want to work with. Gooey Guy is going to be able to put the trophy system on top of the chopper. He'll have this to work with for a squad to be able to pick them up. And it seems like everybody else is kind of, they may play on their own island in just a bit. Still pretty close here together, but multiple vehicles out for them. They're about to go on a hunt.
Bounty's going to get picked up, and well, Gooey is going to be very happy that he has this chopper. Hey, how's it going? Let me just park this right on your face. The chopper is also eating a lot of shots. Hey, off my ride, boss.
Right?
And I'm just going to shrug that player back into that little garage and immediately hop back inside the chopper. The chopper is very weak at this point in time, but is still just going to try to park it right here. Knows that this player is in here. Hey, how's it going? You did that, by the way. That's on you. You shot Gooey Guy's chopper. You brought this on yourself. There's the last player trying to come and challenge them out. How about a team wipe again? You brought this on yourself. You shot their chopper. That's on you.
He says, don't shoot my direction ever again. If you want my attention, you better be ready to match my energy. And now Gooey Guy sees the 4th player, uses the chopper for cover. That bad boy has taken a lot of shots so far. Dropped some cash to his teammate to collect. He says, hey, Blue, go do all the buying. I'll do the slaying. As he's going to hop right back in his ride and fly on over the top. Looking to get a chopper down. Isn't able to curve the blade the way he needs to, but a perfect disembark from the chopper gets him there in that close range engagement there to win the battle. And then surely he gets the second one right after. The third on top of the roof, just maybe. So far, Gooey Guy, oh man, that was a Gooey double kill.
I mean, as far as strong starts are concerned, yeah, this is probably going to be up there. Just got to be able to continue on with all this momentum, as you do see that Royal Eyes is still knocked. No self-revive on the cards. It's not even being channeled. The chopper, much like how you had talked about, is going to be taken care of, more or less. And Gooey Guy just working this exact area to such a high degree. Again, having the read on the first 2 players, knew exactly where the third was located at. Didn't even fully commit to try to deal with that third player. Knew that they had to go get their loadout, their custom loadout at that. I mean, they were already doing work with that MAC-10 from the ground as it was, but now they got themselves the Cold War MP5. I didn't see what the AR was that they ended up picking up, but regardless, they will have that medium to long range and that close range as well. So we'll just have a quick little look at that top rooftop. A nice little quick armor break just for Gooey Guy to say, hey, I'm here, by the way.
And when he gets that break, take notice, he doesn't stay in the same position, you guys. He's going to reposition, go somewhere else, knowing what's going on through his opponent's head. And once he peeked that corner again after plating up, he looked in the old direction, which Gooey Guy was. He was already mobile, already hit a new sight line, and that was able to get him that kill. Now it just comes down to him getting on the roof and being able to clean up this last down. He's looking for it. He's like, where did you crawl to? Where are you ratting? But He's going to find another two, finds one more, knowing that he can possibly hop down, gets towards an even playing field. But most importantly, he wants to replay it up. Doesn't want to allow the revive to come through, and possibly doesn't want to allow his opponent to get his health back. Beautiful slide, beautiful awareness there. I believe that was on the Claymore at the ground. And now Gooey finds two more on his radar. His team currently in position number 3. But the way that they're playing, if this gets tallied up, he may be in position 1. Gooey looking for the third, does a quick 360 and says, I found you from downtown with the beams. Woo-hoo. That was Gooey.
That's just insane. And just look at their face cam too, just unfazed.
Unfazed whatsoever. That's actually what I've been most impressed about as I've been watching him play throughout the entirety of this time. He is just so calm. This is natural to him. This is
another day at the office.
This pace of gameplay, some people need about 3 Red Bulls. They're popping a sweat, need to double up on deodorant, and they just, you know, they need to do a lot, okay, to be able to get to the level of consistency in which we're seeing here in this early game from him. At the level of lethality, Gooey, whew, you could tell that he's been doing this one for a while, folks. I want to see what he does when he gets mad, when he gets his back pressed up against the wall there, and his squad needs him the most. I want to see what type of faces he gonna make and how he comes through, because right now with 4 players in front of him, he ain't even flinching.
Giving me Cellium vibes from Atlanta FaZe. It just always just stone cold kill him. No facial reaction whatsoever. Just ready for the next engagement. Constantly looking up at their mini map. The UAV is being popped up. Just trying to find where these players are located at. You got 2 red pings, head glitch and all. Gooey just does not give a damn. He finds the challenge, ends up finding the knock as well. Can only imagine. Yep, here we go. Just start moving your way from rooftop to rooftop. Bruce Wayne would be hella proud. Hey, how's it going? There's another knock. They know that the player that just got revived too has to take a reprieve so that way they can fully heal themselves back up. So Gooey has the spacing to do the same.
The Dark Knight in the Phillies hat, dressed up in all black, from rooftop to rooftop, clapping player after player. He's looking for his next target. He knows where he is. He's just showing it that he has patience as well. The lobby fluctuating, dropping in players coming back from the gulag. Ooh, what a clean kill acquired. Can he acquire another? He knows there's at least one more player in the building, not going to have him on a heartbeat sensor, but with a quick 180, he sees him on a roof. He drops down, doesn't even go for the team fight, doesn't even go for the 1v1 fight, knowing that his opponent kind of had the leg up on him, snuck up on him just a bit. Instead, Gooey is just going to reposition, get downstairs. I doubt that player hopped off the roof. He's still there. Gooey knows it, forces him to hop down, and gets the team wipe. That's about 4 or 5 team wipes we watched from him on screen since we kicked this match off.
You know what's actually just really funny too is that was the first player that they ended up taking down for that first squad. They win their gulag, and then they come back thinking that they were all safe. But nope, Gooey's still inside this building, by the way. They completely take you down. Hey, that's when you're just casually playing Warzone. You're like, is it safe down there? Do you think he's still there? I don't know. I mean, he wiped us a solid like 15, 20 seconds ago. He must be gone. Nope.
I think we're good. Never mind. Get ready for the next lobby. Actually, you know what? You don't even get ready for the next lobby. You pop your popcorn and you stay spectating this dude for the entire matchup, okay? And you learn a thing or two. You don't lead this type of lobby, because this is some quality intel, some great free lessons coming out for Gooey. Gets the height advantage, finds another down to his name. That's going to be his 15th kill acquired. But knowing that there's 2 more players in the area, finds the second teammate, a quick drop to the first floor. Going to do some recon info in this house. A bush jump to the second floor. Try that one more time there. There you go. Gets in. Give him the team wipe.
Oh, no. I got shot in the back.
I mean, Blue's going to go down, and they're going to be able to channel that self-revive, but no, they're going to be fully eliminated. So has the gulag available. But I mean, Gooey has not really sustained much damage at all. And even when they do lose all of their armor plates, they're just so quick just to hop right back into the saddle and just start just blazing through. the rest of this lobby. 20% headshot percentage, I feel like that's undermined.
That's underrated, bro. That's not right. But he ain't missing many shots, so you know, maybe just those few extra bullets going to the body is enough. We saw Jace over there on his last 100 games. I think he had about like a 26 or 28 percentage, and we thought that was wild. But he wasn't playing like Gooey right now, okay? Gooey says, man, get my average after 80 more and see where it's at. Because in this game, that's his first knock. The self-revive almost came through, but what a fantastic run for Gooey. We got a chance to watch him rack up 16. Finally see a crack there in his facial expression. He's like, what the hell, man? Come on. But you got that gulag still. You be back here in no time. Nice little hydration break for him.
That is one of the smallest bottles I have ever seen. That is a very tiny snack size bottle. Yeah.
Nah, that's not even a gulp, bro. At least for me, it's not a gulp.
I mean, I got a gallon water canteen right here too. I go through like 3-4 of these bad boys a day, but you know, to each their own. Gulag still on the cards here, both for Blue and for Gooey. We'll see what they have. They got the 74U, so this is a really good loadout to be able to have. You got the stun, you got the tack knife as well. Early shots already. I mean, he's just not dissuaded from taking this challenge as well. Good lord, that poor soul.
All right, let's just.
Poe baby, he couldn't do anything, you guys. It was. Yeah, nothing can happen. Nothing. That guy had not a fighting chance in hell, and he didn't even know it until that first shot came out. But realized it quickly, and Gulag back into the lobby, right on top of a loadout drop, and he's trying to pick up where he left off. Let's see if he can do that. 19 kills to his name. We got about 60 players remaining in this lobby. Could be a little bit more. This is going to be a great one for their scoreline, and we haven't got a chance to see Blue and Royal Eyes kills just yet. Actually, you know, we did get a peek at them. They both had double digits in the early teens from what I can remember.
This team's slowly moving their way up the leaderboard, too. I think that they're currently resting around third position now that the score tallies have finally caught up. Yeah, they're in third place right now. As the current scoreboard does currently sit, I mean, Team Fifth Kill is the clear-cut leader. 432 total points, 207 total kills, including all the placement points that they ended up getting along the way. But you know, I say this very loosely. It is only a 40-point deficit, so there's an immediate consideration that has to be talked about here when we're talking about the team Royal Eyes, right? The team that you have on your screen, to be able to have these strong games, to be able to get these Warzone victories, trying to rectify some of those early games, because you only have about an hour left to be able to do so and try to get on that first place victory.
All right, folks, as you see, 5 minutes from entering our last hour of this 3-hour kill race. Some squads are going to start to fall off. Others will start to heat up. We'll see who those respective teams are going to be. And then we got those squads who just been consistent all the way throughout. Squads here like Blue, Gooey Guy, and Royal Isles. As we see here in this matchup, man, just the consistency between them, going from team fight to team fight, the pace in which they're playing, the comms, the lethality, the intensity. It's all here on display. Now, as they're going to be looking for this next team fight, their money is looking kind of funny. They're going to have to stack up the dough, get their teammate revived, and then from there, possibly get themselves some UAVs or whatnot. But we'll see Gooey crouched here in the back of Big Bertha.
Let's run in through the bottom here.
Dodging some shots. Just playing this one safe until they can get themselves some better positioning.
Smart call, just work your way through the building. More cover. Direct route towards the spy station. You even heard that Blue was just talking about, yeah, you're going to go ahead and get Royal Eyes back on this specific buy station. Here they come back. Some ammo, some money, at least being shared out. So at least Blue can get themselves some plates. But there's another engagement happening. It's Hospital. You are surrounded by so many hills. Cluster Strike is also being called in as well, and here it comes. You got to be able to reposition here if you are Gooey Guy. Just a little bit of building to play with here. We'll very politely close that door and then just kick it right back down. But still, it's all just about trying to find where these players are located at, because you're only finding so much, whether it's on heartbeat sensors. There comes some tracers. That player's going to chow. The early damage is going to be good for Gooey Guy to find that knock, plus the full on Elim. Armor Satchel for their troubles. They're going to be able to plate themselves back up to full.
Great awareness there from Gooey, and the timing in which he kind of peeked out and took that fight for him to get that first shot off. Took control, gave his opponent an opportunity. They didn't want to take it. He took over. Now looking for this next kill. Plenty left in the lobby. Plenty of kills, that is. They're looking to stack up their money. No UAVs for the squad, but a player on the roof. Get some free shots in there back. That should be a team wipe. Looked like it was just going to be a solo. Now, do they feel comfortable in this area right now? It looks like they do. That they've cleared it out. Now they're going to be starting looking to go towards next.
Yeah, we can work to you.
4.41 KD over his last 100 games.
50 up. It's starting to die down a little bit, but you guys know
That sounds about right.
I mean, I don't know what's more absurd, Jay, just that stat line alone, or the fact that he has 21 kills within this lobby with still 48 players remaining. And the entire squad is just rolling deep together. I mean, the only person that's not in the immediate vicinity, but is at least in a trade vicinity, is going to be Royalized all the way across the way. But got to be careful with these tree lines. Some players on the very top of the ridge line. But again, you brought this upon yourself. You shot at Gooey Guy first. Now you got to reap the repercussions.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were ready for. Just, yeah, I didn't know what they were getting into. He tried to get the revive on his teammate, but just not enough cover there behind that tree. Gooey Guy's just going to have to back up. They did get one down, but that was all they could get to kind of really slow down that aggression there from the pursuit here on the top side of the mountain. I like the reposition call out. You don't want to stay there and fight. You're too far out in the open. You need to get in town. You need to get there towards the buyback. They got just enough to get their teammate back into action. You just need to get out of harm's way and get themselves into some better positioning right now.
You can combine the cash as well with Royalized. You can get blue back.
Yeah,
so moving their way over to Crowder Towers. Royalized is currently in pursuit for that buy station, but
Crowder Towers?
Yeah.
Off the late great replays, Crowder Towers.
Yeah. I will always end up just calling these Crowder Towers. It just from the one clip that I did end up seeing from Crowder that one time playing with Teep, it will forever just be Crowder Towers to be. But they know that there's another player, another team inside of this building. My word, the tracking to find that kill
through the window.
And blue comes right back in, and they're going to be able to get themselves a handful of loot.
Yeah, through the window there. It caught that player as he was about to go down the stairs, and they'll be able to get themselves some more ammo and a few more armor placed about. All three players alive. No loadout drops in the area, but they're going to have some decent weapons to work with. 23, 12, 41 kills. 41 kills to their name so far.
It's absurd.
Let's get a bounty.
You can see that little orange flare. Just constantly just checking the sky. Just like, where are they coming from? They're going to be flying in here sometime soon. There's a couple pings going over towards that tan apartment building. Know that there's going to be a couple of players just sweating on top of that building with snipers and long-range ARs, but doesn't necessarily mean that our trio on the screen is going to be afraid to try to challenge that.
Yeah, they will not be deterred from this team fight, and they're just going to hug the wall of this building, try to get up under these guys so they can work the stairs. And their opponent isn't watching the side of the map. They get no shots off as you see Goofy, as you see Gooey Guy, Blue, and Royalized into this building. So now they just got to take the uphill battle, one that they've fought plenty of times before. They're just trying to lock eyes with their opponent, and from there, they know they can come away here with this fight, but we'll see if it works out for them. That's going to be one. Their opponents are oblivious of their entry. They didn't hear the windows crack.
Yeah, they're like up top.
They didn't hear entry.
On my side.
And now a few maybe on the roof. That second kill comes through with ease. They don't know where the third player is just yet, but I will tell you one thing. Gooey Guy knows that his teammates are going to be able to find him quickly and get this kill locked in. He's feeling comfortable. Now they're still looking for that player to fall out the sky. They're going to find one on the run. That's a down. Give it a kill confirmed. They may think the one is on the other side as well Gooey's going to watch over his teammates.
There goes the cleanup crew. Just flushing out that last player stuck inside the corner.
get that.
Again, much like you said, that Gooey was overlooking them, just anchoring this high ground position, just waiting to see if there's going to be any third-party trickery, try to work their way up through these stairs. And we're in the very late stages of this lobby. I can only imagine that everybody that is left alive, the other 23 players in this lobby, the other 10 squads, the majority of them are probably all have ghosts. As you see, just a quick glimpse of all the kills. 57 total kills. In between all three of these guys.
Wow.
That's just an insane number, but it's still a pretty strengthy lobby. As a bag of cash will be gently just dropped over the edge.
From afar, you see the glint of the snipe. Just a little armor tap there from Gooey.
Nobody in there.
I still think, man, even just to challenge that snipe from that far. You know, he's going to grab his attention and say, hey, look at me. We'll see if he wants that attention here in just a bit as we enter towards this late game. You know, it's still an opportunity for these guys to drop a 100 bomb. It just depends on how many of these kills in which they can get here towards the late game. And you still got a few of these players spawning in. The armor's cracked. They're going to try to lead these shots. Wow. From downtown. And there's that unwanted attention in which he drew towards himself a while ago. He gets caught with that snipe, but we'll see if that down gets acquired from afar. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But if it does, even better for them.
I'm just getting up to you guys. Playing dumb. Let's go.
Right here, right here.
Just listen to some of the comms too. Some pings coming through. I mean, these are just
and I love
egregious shots
of these guys, man. You know, let them take the start of the show, crank up the volume on it, see how they kind of thinking here throughout this late game. What's going on through their heads? They're gonna have a bounty locked in too as well, so they know where a squad is behind them. Gooey just knowing that there's so much open terrain around his building. We watch how, you know, they cleared it to even get to this spot, so he's making sure nobody runs up on them where they ran up on that previous team that they just wiped.
Again, just anchoring out this high ground position. No need to drop
whatsoever.
At all. Yeah, Blue ends up going to get their loadout as well. Probably just went to go get themselves some perks. Either Ghost or High Alert is what a lot of people are typically playing with these days. Here comes a Big Bertha, though. You end up seeing that on the mini-map as well, just going to go ahead and park themselves right underneath this tower. I mean, that enemy team just has no idea what's going on top of this rooftop as well. But again, Bertha's a tanky gal all the way until you get some explosives, and then that poor soul ends up fighting the dust. Some other reses are going to end up coming through as well. Over by the Superstore is what they're talking about. Some live pings are coming in as Gooey is just constantly looking up into the sky to see where these players are falling in and around at. It is just fish in a barrel at this point from this high ground position.
It is, and I think the zone is going to continue to pull towards their direction. Beautiful shots there by Gooey to knock that player out the back of the vehicle. He's still worried about players coming out from the sky now. He's not really so much worried about them. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't miss his opportunity for any free kills, as some players were spawning back in. Looking outside the Superstore, cleans up one in the parking lot. That's not a team wipe, but he knows that his teammates are going to be in that area somewhere around. There are 18 players spread out amongst 7 different squads in which we're watching Blue, Gooey Guy, and Royal Eyes battle up against. Still with this high ground. I think they know that someone is in the bottom floor of the building, so they're going to group up here towards the rooftop and make sure they can cover each of these angles.
We gotta see if there's any behind us.
This building is still in the zone too, and look how much open areas are going to be around it. They don't leave this spot whatsoever. Chat, we hope you guys are enjoying yourself.
There's a guy in this one too.
It's been an awesome stream today here at the Near Showcase presented by First Blood. We've got a chance to see some great gameplay here among several different awesome Warzone players. The 3 gentlemen on your screen. We got a chance to check in with Huskers and Cole, Jace, Joe, Salties as well, and her squad. It's just been a blast throughout the day. But as we're here in this victory, well, in this lobby, looking like we may see another victory come up here soon. And this has been a banger of a match. These 3 players have been really put on a masterclass on how to play Warzone.
I dropped it.
Shooting fish out of barrel. You caught it there, Proper.
Exactly. I mean, like, again, like, there's no reason to leave this high ground. It's just barely inside the zone. Now with the next ring closing on in for gas ring number 7, they're going to have to move. They're also just pinging where a handful of other players are going to have to rotate around from as well. There's a lot of open field from across the way as well. Sniper glints galore. But again, this is 100% their game to lose. So now we're going to drop from this high ground position, try to get ourselves just a little bit more ammo, start working our way towards this house. It's all just about holding the high ground from here on out forward. Going to clear out from this building, but the ping across the way, they are holding the building that is going to give them the most high ground in the upcoming zone. But they just got to make sure that they keep their heads on a swivel because there's still 5 other squads that are probably not going to be happy that they're in this position.
Yeah, and great angle from him. He's there to help his teammates out, covering the left side of the house. He's going to have a few sight lines in this building as well. He knows that the zone has the back end covered, so he's right where he wants to be. Going to scrap that turret, pick up some more ammo. They did lose blue here in this engagement.
Insane amount of cash right here. I'm going to get this and get blue.
Gets the cash. But get in the door, just barely. Gets towards the back end. The buyback station, I want to say, is going to be right on the other side. Gets blue back, and now he gets to go back towards his positioning.
The sniper bullet just whizzed right past his face, too. Oh, my goodness, that was close. Almost ended up going down.
You
but
get down right there on the
still.
buy block. Oh my God,
I'm gonna durable far left
it's over.
That'd be a lot of pressure for Royal Eyes, right? But now with the gas mask, going to utilize this legendary mask just to, tank a lot of the zone, start rotating in towards the slower side, because this is now where things start to get dicey. One other squad remaining. It is a 3v2. Ends up finding one inside the cemetery. Good luck, have fun for that player that's last alive. Across the way on the other side of the headstone, Royal Eyes will find the pinch. Here comes the knock, the cleanup kill soon to follow. The Warzone victory has been achieved, and my word,
78, I think.
that's a lot of kills.
They got 103, bro. They just walked away with like 103 points. What the hell, chat?
10,000
We just watched
damage.
that. And they're getting 25 points for the win as well. That's talk about coming out. Talk about really making a statement here to this entire lobby, because before we went into that matchup, they were 3rd on the leaderboards, okay?
Yeah.
So they come out with a big W like that, put on an automatic 100 points there, and we were kind of building up the storyline that if any squad breaks over that number, over that threshold, that's an impressive performance, and they must have heard us talking about them because they did just that.
Yeah, and that's going to immediately then correct what probably their lowest game. You would definitely assume that they are going to be able to then strengthen their point value. They were sitting at 398 total, 188 total kills. But I mean, when you drop a bombshell of a game like that, yeah, that's going to immediately replace the lowest point value that you have. As we also just then again had another lead swap while we were also casting that Blaze before we end up going towards this break. I mean, Moist, Crevity, and Dawsor, they are currently in the lead. It's not by much. It's only 20 points, which again, that is a big number. It is Vente at the end of the day, but still, it's not really that crucial when you're thinking about the last 40 minutes that we're going to have for this competition, for teams like what we just saw of Team Royal Eyes. When you got Gooey Guy just dropping numbers like that, oh my goodness, it's going to come down to the wire, my friend.
Well, folks, we're just over hour 2 in our 3-hour kill race, and we saw some exciting gameplay. You heard Proper just kind of break down all the standings here throughout all the squads in which is playing today. When we come back right after this break, we'll give you guys the official numbers, and we'll hop into all the late game action that we have left in our tournament. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a bit.
First Blood and Nier are bringing 3 $20,000 tournaments to the Warzone community. But who is Nier? Nier is an infinitely scalable sharded blockchain. It uses blockchain sharding to increase network scalability and serve millions of users at a time. Nier also has transaction fees that are 10,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. And unlike many other blockchains, Nier is proud to be climate neutral and has green NFTs built on carbon neutral technology. Near is a blockchain for everyone and even has an NFT marketplace specifically for hip hop. And with nearly $400 million dedicated to ecosystem development, they're just getting started. Learn more at near.org and firstblood.link/near.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Near Showcase presented by First Blood. I'm Blaze, joined with Proper, as we're about to head into our last few minutes here, our last hour of our Warzone kill race. And so far, man, you know, hour one was exciting to watch, but hour two definitely delivered, Andy. And what was one of your favorite moments here in that second hour?
When we ended up having Gooey going on that massive tear, that was probably one of the most impressive things that I've seen.
Kills.
I mean, he drops a 30 bomb, right? He goes down just all of one time, and then that one time he goes to the gulags, absolutely smokes that opponent, and then it's just right back to business. There's one thing to be said about hour number one. You know, it's still pretty early in the day for some of the folks, whether they're over on the Pacific side, pretty late for some of our EU competitors, and midday if you're on the East Coast of North America, but nevertheless, where they're at in their day, maybe hour one was just a little bit of a warm-up. Maybe it's just them feeling it out with their trio. Maybe they've been streaming for the entirety of the day, and now they're starting to get inside their groove. And this is where a lot of the different leaders in the top 5 echelon can really start not only building themselves a bigger lead, but can start finding themselves some pretty strong games like what we just saw from Royal Eyes and Co.
Yeah, man, you know, Gooey guy, and when I remember out of 16 was that we saw him get 16 straight kills before he died. 4 of them was team wipes just on his own, and then he ends with a 30 bomb to ultimately at the end of the day, what a fantastic performance. And we're gonna see it puts them in 4th position, 398 points. Now you move up towards the top of it, Monkeys, Moist, Crevity, and Dalsor, 452 points. What kind of lobbies have these guys been in?
Yeah, for real. I mean, they hold 20 more kills over that Hoyo roster of FIFA Kill, Zamza, and War is a team that we also got to see get themselves a Warzone victory. I mean, they were just blazing through that entire lobby, right? I mean, especially for FIFA Kill, also dropped themselves a 30 bomb within that game alone. But you can even see one good game is not going to be good enough, even for Team Royal Eyes. You have just about 43 minutes left within this 3-hour time span to be able to find yourself one, if not a second better game to correct some of your lower point lines, so that way you can end up getting yourself in towards that higher echelon of players for the better price pool. As we'll swap over to some very known North America Warzone players. Z-Laner, of course, longtime duo of Destroy. And then you cannot end up talking about the duo without talking about the trio. So many times do I pop inside either one of their streams and always seen them playing with Clutch Belk. A lot of representation here, even from CDL teams, you know, giving a certain amount of organizational support for a lot of Warzone players. Destroy, Clutch Belk, the 2 of them.
Wow, man, you know, I don't know, you know, if Clutch Belk, well, when it comes down to Clutch Belk, his very first Warzone event when the game first launched, me and Puckett had the opportunity of casting against him, and when I tell you he turned up, nobody knew about him up until this moment. And then from there on, to be able to watch Clutch Belk's like kind of Warzone career blossom and flourish from then on, it's been special to see, man, because he has been consistent. He has been on that grind, and you know, you can kind of even just see from his sub numbers, from him having just, you know, in the 10s before, just by 100 till now, he's always putting on a show. So happy to see him really still thriving out here in Warzone and still clutching up, doing what Belk does best. As you see him with the double kill on screen, looking for the 3rd, a quick hop and a cleanup, gets the 2nd, but finds, for a second I thought he found a 3rd player. Still a beautiful double for him. And we're starting to see with the team that's in 1st place, they're averaging 150 points a lobby, okay, for their top 3 scorers. I don't know how they're doing that.
Just another day of the office, isn't it?
Truly is.
Especially for this trio too, and it's awesome that you brought up that point when you and Chris were commentating over Clutch when Warzone was really starting to take off. I had the grand pleasure of meeting both Clutch and Destroy actually in Vegas for an NFL X Warzone Safarium event, and during that entire event, you know, Destroy ended up winning it with Ashton Davis, a player from the New York Jets. But even still, to be able to not only see them like out of their comfort zone, you know, playing on a stage comparatively to playing in the comfort of their office or bedroom, wherever their setup might be at. It's just overall consistency. I mean, when you do this for 8 hours, 10, sometimes even more hours throughout the entirety of the day, 7 days a week, I mean, consistency it just becomes a non-benefactor for them. It's just within their muscle memory, right? They know exactly where to go. They know exactly where to look. They know where the rotations need to be and where they need to be putting their reticle. As you see Clutch Belk with some quality beams up top, will find themselves kill number 19.
Yeah, beautiful focus fight here between these three players. They're going to move in, collect on some of that loot and possibly even clean up a third player. I don't think they have any third player to clean up, though. That was a team wipe, but it shouldn't be any more in this location. They also, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just absolutely wrong on that one. It was a fight in which he still had to win. That's the double kill. He don't want anything else there from that engagement. He's just looking for his ride and looking for the next fight.
And you can see they're employing the strategy of something that we ended up seeing, Gooey and the boys for Team Royalize start to implement pretty darn early. We saw Huskers roster also implementing the same exact strategy. Pretty isolated are all three of these players across the entirety of Verdansk. UAVs, of course, will benefit them no matter where they are on the map itself. But still, this gives you a good look at finding multitude 1v3s. We saw Gooey coming out on a abundance of them. And Clutch Belk also doing the same thing. Again, when I keep on saying it's another day in the office, even when they're not playing in tournaments plays, as well as I do, they're just playing through pubs more or less and just playing for their stream. They're always putting themselves in positions like this. This is where that second nature really comes in.
Yeah, you got to keep the thumbs warm, keep the wrist smooth as well, too, because, at the end of it all, you never know when you got to be called up. You never know when that next tournament's coming around the corner. But, these players, man, they make this look just second nature. Just playing at that level, it is second nature for them. And, that just comes from practice, folks, okay? Over and over, going on that grind and just being dedicated. So you guys are seeing some of the best dedicated Warzone players out here in this lobby. And we'll be getting back to the game game momentarily. But so far, so good, man. We've had nothing but action throughout the day.
Yeah, you can do it too, right? is the old saying. As long as you don't have to play 8 to 10 hours a day, but practice will always end up making perfect. Will always end up strengthening your muscle memory, and it just creates for a lot of interesting narratives and some impeccable gameplay. Much like you were saying, I mean, we've been blessed to be able to see a lot of high roller Warzone players just working their way through a lot of these different lobbies and just trying to find the utmost value. But when we popped away, Clutch Belk ended up going inside the gulag. They will win that gulag, naturally so. And then they're going to end up coming right back in towards this tower. Will find themselves all of the loot in the known universe. Hell, he even found a knock with the 1911, which a lot of people can't necessarily say that they will do. And that's exactly why you don't take that zipline, Blaze.
That timing.
That's why you don't do that. I have PTSD from doing that. Don't do it.
Beautiful timing there from Belk. Punishes that player and says, hey, man, you're better off using a ladder, and says, you're not going to learn either? Stop using the zip lines. You better go find a chopper if you want this rooftop.
And now they're stacked together, too. And you got your teammate and your running mate of Destroy. And then Z-Laner comes right back in as well. A lot of cash was gained while we were looting inside of that very tall building. So UAVs will be a plenty.
Oh, they got a car right to their right. They're going to collide with them. Oh, there they go. Hit them off the side, but they're going to go wide right. Make a turn. They were able to actually get the shots. They do knock them out or at least those players hopped out. Actually, they just get the kills with ease. And now Belk is looking for his next fight. He knows the player is going to be above him. Or, yeah, right here on these stairs. He needs to be careful.
Needs to be careful, but not exactly will be deterred from just bull rushing their way up these stairs. A lot of noise being made, no dead silence to be used. Will end up finding themselves armor cracks, and at least one can't find the knock. Yeah, so, I mean, there's a second player up there, right? So you're not necessarily going to just hold that angle and just try to favor for that one kill. A trade right now wouldn't exactly be beneficial for this team, but isolated engagements, so now that's beneficial.
Now with that knock coming in, here comes the rest of the squad. And they're coming in there with full health. Belk was able to get 2 plates off. Can't help his teammate, but I love his thought process. Just go down another level, plate up, come back quickly, even just making a noise just to make your opponent feel uncomfortable there with the sound cues to be able to get up there. Now he's brought himself enough space from going back and forth to be able to revive his teammate, and from here he can full commit. You see, base the players down, gets the knock, but his teammate, was he ready to get back into that engagement?
If I see a kid camping up building, I'm never pushing it again.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't push back into that building either, but Destroy is able to clean up that squad. Yeah, I mean, the revive comes through. You talked about the space being provided, the thirst coming through as well, and then the revive being channeled onto Destroy, who then had the spacing to be able to plate themselves back up and then clean up that final kill necessary. So they're able to get that cleanup regardless. The biggest problem, though, is that Belk needs to be bought back. Destroy has more than enough cash to be able to do that, and by a UAV. There's a loadout drop that is also coming through as the gas is starting to move its way in. And here comes Clutch. It will be bought back in. Where are they going to spawn on top of? Just outside of Stadium. Can only imagine they're probably just going to gung-ho their way towards this loadout.
Yeah, and I think that'd be the best move for them as well. Get locked and loaded up as quickly as possible. Waste no time getting his loadout. So in this moment here, we got 25 kills to Belk's name, folks. And when we saw the tally, the squad that was in first place, 452 points with an average of 3 games. The focus fire was there on Belk. He got hit with the snipe. Actually, yeah, I want to say, yeah, the snipe shot came in after the bullet shots. And there's the knock. Not much in which he can do, but hey, 25 points to his name. He had the loadout. He just couldn't get safe in time to be able to get back towards his teammates, so they're going to have to stack some money together, buy him back. They won't have enough here in this matchup, and a few players got to get res back. Destroyer is going to be on his own there for a bit. But, you know, that was a good game for Belk & Co. But after us seeing the tally of the scoreboard and seeing the squad of monkeys in first place averaging 150 points a game, Belk and them probably know that, hey, we might need to get up out of here, okay? Start getting ourselves another Q in and possibly get lucky enough if we have the perfect game to get one more before the time limit's up.
Well, we'll swap our perspectives to a familiar face during hour 2, where Gooey was able to drop a 30 bomb. Very tough time to be mantling back down, but even tough gunfight from bottom up top. We'll try to escape, but the bullet just almost seemingly hooked around that doorway. There was just more players just on the outside of this factory. Yeah, for real. Was even using a pistol too. That's what makes that just ultimate comedy. But both them and Blue will end up going down. And you know, you bring up an interesting point, right? We haven't really talked about that if you have a very unfortunate beginning of the game, I mean, you can see Gooey has no kills whatsoever, an early entrance to the Gulag as well. Same could be said for Blue. You win it regardless, but that's just a lot of time that you could be finding more kills down on the ground of Verdansk. Do you just pull out? Do you just start a whole new lobby? Because we're down to 30 minutes, and you know, if you're in the game for all the way into the end and you face a couple sweats and it ends, say, in Promenade or downtown where there's a lot of high ground, you could be in that game for a solid 30 minutes. You might not have enough time to be able to get another game in.
Yeah, you might not. You might not. Because these games have been very, very lengthy, and for you to get a score count of 100 and to average 150 or just getting 100s in general, right? It doesn't even need to be that 150 marker, but just getting in 100s, that's a 25 to 30 minute game, okay? That's really taxing. Takes a lot of focus, and with us being at that 30-minute marker, wow, a shotty to the chest.
Extremely bad.
Phillies goes down, but Royalize doesn't make it in time. He's going to be spectating. The whole squad got cooked.
That Street Sweeper, man. It packs a powerful punch. It really brings you back to the R90 days when we were in the R90 automatic shotgun Dragon Breath meta here on Verdansk. But, you know, the Street Sweeper being on the floor loot, the Cold War shotgun, it packs a powerful punch. It is fully automatic. It takes forever to reload, but still, in those close-range engagements, when it's floor loot v. floor loot, it doesn't matter how bad a player is, so long as you can find just at least 2 big bursts to the chest, you will end up finding the kill. But they're riding this one out. Royalize still has the Gulag to play for, and Blue's found more than enough cash to be able to get Gooey back into this game. Not exactly the best loot in the world, given that they have the M82 sniper rifle, but this Bullfrog is a very good weapon. Blue's also eating a lot of damage as they're trying to cross on over to the buy station. they will go down. So a lot just riding off of not only Royal Eyes to be able to win that gulag for that team, but again, the immediate consideration has to come around that if they're not having themselves a good game, you got to pull out sooner rather than later. So you're only down to about 30 minutes left within this 3-hour span for you to be able to get that last game in, so that way you can try to get yourself that first place victory.
Yeah, so those are decisions that have to be made at this moment. Now, when it comes down to squads in that 400 range who can contest, you're going to have Kento Faraki, Royalize and his squad, and Hoya being FIFA Kill squad, okay?
That's
so
right.
They're right behind it by about 20 or so points. We don't know what their other scores are, but as we said, those top 4 teams, they can have one monster game and probably overtake that first place position by just a few points, which will make for an exciting finish. I know you guys want to see it, chat.
I want to see a photo finish too. I want to see a green-white checkered photo finish. Give it to me. Hoya, this roster that's on our screen right now with FIFA Wars and Zamza, a lot has to be considered. They had themselves one strong game, but can they consistently drop bombs like that? Wars is going to go down again. No self-revive. FIFA is nowhere in the immediate vicinity, so Wars is going to probably fully go down, and that's why you start pulling out the strategy. You need a strong game. You are 20 kills behind that first-place team of Monkeys, and you need to be able to split up the map. You need to find these continuous 1v3s, so that way you can get yourself an abundance of kills. Very unfortunate to say, though, both Zamza and Wars will go down. FIFA Kill does have enough to buy one of them back. Will probably end up being Wars. No, they actually just buy the top one, and that's going to end up being Zamza. It doesn't really matter to me. Both of them are pretty adept at least finding the kills and playing together, but with that in mind, the bounty will probably expire, and probably not going to be feeling comfortable enough to push this anytime soon, given that it's across the entirety of the map, and you have all of Train Station not only to still clear, but potentially to find some more loot for your squad mates to be bought back with.
It's probably never really said in the lobby, and you said it was the first one. He just brought the first guy on top. But we know in the back of FIFA Kill's head, he made a decision. He was like, who do I want? Wars or Zamza? Who do we want right here? He was like, you know what? I'm going Zamza. I'm going Zamza off the top, okay? And I feel like every player does it, but if you mention it, you may mess up the vibes of the squad. Like, why didn't you give me back, bro? I dropped 15 kills. I'm the hot one in the lobby. You get your boy?
Where's this kid? In the bathroom again?
Now, as we're seeing here, FIFA Kill on the hunt. Oh, through the car. Kill confirmed. He's gonna fly in, making sure he keeps himself some height advantage. So high ground. Knocks the player in the corner. Not a full team wipe. It's one somewhere on the run, but that kill will get tallied up. And this lobby is still a healthy one. FIFA Kill with 7 kills to his name. We don't know how many his teammates have, but we'll get that intel in a bit.
This is still probably pretty healthy lobby, too, keep in mind, there's about 81 other players. We will gently pause the game here to reload the LMG and then pick up the bounty to see if we can get a player in a close proximity for them to try to push. It's going to be mutual information as well to Zamza as well, but again, this has to be a split focus, right? Do you end up just trying to play for the money to get Wars back in, or do you just try to play for these kills? Argue would probably be the latter rather than the former, given that that's what you have to go after first and foremost. Zamza is going to be able to clean up that kill. The bounty will then be complete, so we have more than enough cash, so that way we can get Wars back into the game. Another bounty has been pinged as well. But outside of this boneyard area, know that there's probably going to be another team lurking around these broken down planes, trying to rotate into the gas, the same of which our squad is trying to do right now.
All right. Bounty is acquired. Gas moving in. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The squad is now aligned. They just need to be able to get the revive back on their team, on their teammate, but the bounty is going to be closed. There's the pickup. Make sure the whole squad can come into the zone together. Now the question is, do they want to go for that bounty right just yet? Instead, they go for the buyback. That's the play. Bounty isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You can always cut back for that. They got 25 seconds left on it, but I think they've already got a lot of intel in which they need from the initial bounty ping. So they're good for the buyback. And now for them to get ready for that next team fight.
Where's my fucking truck?
67 players remaining in this lobby for them to be able to collect them. We'll see how close they can get to that number.
Oh my god.
Wars will be brought back.
Yeah, hold on. I'm
Loadout drop will be gracefully coming on in for Wars to try to connect. And again, that man-made UAV, a lot of information was mutual outside of Superstore, and that means that FIFA kill can pop up on top of this half wall and start finding themselves an abundance of kills. And again, Wars up top is giving so much information. The UAV gives the pings, but then the live pings also come through from the two other teammates. Wars, unfortunately, will go down. FIFA kill under immense pressure from that tree line that they were shooting at previously. We'll take this reprieve to plate back up to full. And you take a look at Hamza's cash flow. 12.7k to their name alone. We'll go forward to try to clean up those players that were shooting at FIFA kill previously. But now you find yourself in a crossfire in between two separate squads.
He needs to be careful here. Gonna catch one player on a run. Looking to see if he has a teammate close by. He's gonna be in a vehicle. Connects with the... able to disable it, but the sniper... You saw the glint for a second. A nice little pop shot from his opponent. The sniper is going to be to the left, but FIFA kill. Waste no time. Wars will be above. Here comes Zamza as well. Trying to clear out the Superstore. They get one knock. Another player towards the right. They're going to reposition. They're still feeling comfortable plating up, knowing that they have the numbers advantage and they got the location of their opponent. They just need to be aggressive. Need to push in, win these final battles. You're going to find a play on the ground. That's not a team wipe just yet. It could be a hero out there looking to spoil this fantastic run here from FIFA Kill, Zamza, and War so far, as the players are marked. They should be good. Looking like that is going to be the last kill that comes through. They're going to get the res there on Zamza and collect their on their loot.
It's a little flutter of breath there from FIFA kill. I mean, they are really going through it right now, right? I mean, the lobby is being dealt with. The last time that we talked about the numbers, we were in the 80s. Now we are just half of that. 43 other players remaining as Zamza is going to be bought back. It does have the loadout drop and all of their other loot to pick back up inside of Superstore. But even still, you got to start moving. That's exactly where the ATV is going to come into play. The zone is just constantly pulling players north, and this is just not exactly in a great spot when you're thinking this at a Curlworth's perspective, right? Because, I mean, so long as the zone continues to pull north, this isn't exactly a popular area, everything north, but outside of maybe TDC, military base. But, you know, even still, when it's forcing all these players to try to rotate all the way out,
Jailbreak imminent.
It's going to end up forcing a lot of players to just die off early. But like you said, the jailbreak is about to be coming through. So, you know, the graces of the Verdansk gods, at least, you know, pandering to FIFA Kill and their squad, to maybe find themselves a handful of kills as they're rotating in towards the airport.
We'll see if they can find themselves some high ground to be able to get some better sight lines here in the sky. But this is open area all around them. But as far as positioning goes, that's a big 1v1 fight here for FIFA Kill. Not a team wipe. He is alert, on the lookout, looking for this player's squad mates. Won't be able to find them just yet. It is about to be raining kills here in a bit, as the jailbreak has finally come through.
We need to get
FIFA Kill and Cold. Their comms are insane. They're gonna hop on the back of Bertha.
We can get there by UAV for all these fresh
They got they're gonna have a bounty in place as well. And honestly, their comms sound so good, and we can hear intensity. I just want to take about 60 seconds just to let this one air out, folks. Enjoy.
Let it ride.
Yeah, oh my god.
Two guys, look at you behind me.
Down one.
Shield's fucking me. There's two, one's got a shield, they're dog shit.
Yeah, down one as well.
There's multiple.
Yeah, there's multiple teams.
Big kill.
Down one in that back hut, down one in that hut. In the barn, yeah?
Yeah, in the bomb building, yeah.
Yeah, this guy's crossing 5
Big
runs.
kill.
They're crossing, he's crossing the river down there.
I think there's more people at blue as well.
In front of us, they're going to be coming over.
I pop a UAV, one of you. Pop a UAV.
I'll grab it. Cover me.
I don't see anything. You should be good.
Okay.
Pop that.
Guy by me.
For
Oh my god, guys. I'm down.
I'm behind you as well.
Tag them hard. Nice.
He's down.
Ignore me.
Yeah, I'm coming top blue. Yo, just stay on. Play my side, boys. Play my side.
We're sniping the
Behind
back.
each other. I got him.
One more. Still.
He's He's down.
I've got snipe in the back. I've got
Try and
snipe in
get
the
up
back.
then. Alright, we can go and get the bounty. We can go and get the bounty, low key.
He's not self yet. He's not self yet.
I got snipe in the back as well, boys.
Alright, take my cash. Take my cash. I'm gonna push the bounty, okay?
I'm gonna get self. Wars, get self.
Yeah,
I got sniped as well, boys.
I can buy UAV too.
I've been up the hill. I don't know.
There's only 30 people left, guys.
Yeah, I know. Alright, can
Yeah,
you
they're coming.
hold 4K? Oh, you didn't hold 4K. Fuck.
I got a guy on me.
Is he up top? Shit. He's down the bounty. You're gonna die. Just confirm. Over game. Over again.
I can back that bounty for him.
I'm fucking in so much trouble. I reckon we all back this. I reckon we all back this.
Yeah, I'm looking over you.
No, no, I'm down. Oh, he's weak though. He's pushing me.
Two, I think.
Precision.
Oh, he's pushing me. Nice, nice.
A precision, so they can't push.
Thank you. Gonna see for me.
There's at least 2 more.
Yeah, two.
Under pressure, surrounded by nades and airstrikes. Kill on his back with the support of his teammates, manages to get back in the fight, and there's the clap. There's the wipe of the squad. Add the kills to the tally, folks. They're gonna keep on moving forward. And what a great listen in there. You know, I love hearing the players' comms and their thought process, Andy. And you know, that's probably the best one in which we got all day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is where tournament mode really kicks in for a lot of these players. You can hear just, it may come across rather stressful if you are unfamiliar with how intense some of these games and some of these comms can really come across. But, you know, it's just clear, decisive, just making sure that everybody knows exactly what it has to come down to. One of the finer nuances that you heard, especially for FIFA Kill when they were playing on that top triangle blue building, was just to make sure that Wars and Zamza were playing on the side. So that way FIFA Kill at least had a free angle, so that way they can overlook, find some early damage, and well, it made it so much easier for the cleanup to come all the way through. Now, at least FIFA Kill up to kill number 14, as we are just moving through this map, just mounted on the backside of Big Bertha, trying to lock down that chopper. We'll end up just disabling the vehicle, but they know that there are some players on top of that very, very tall bridge. But now they're just going to take this time just to survey the land, see what's going on down low, but that player had a nasty angle, and FIFA Kill almost goes down because of it.
Yeah, he doesn't even really know where the shots came from. He needs to play it up before he starts to peek again. Right there on the hillside. Man, that heady. That player knows he has to pre-fire just to allow his teammates to get out. Beautiful kills there from FIFA. I commend the person that he killed for just being a distraction to allow his teammates to get up the hill, because that's the only way those players get out of that difficult spot. If not, it would have been 2 more kills locked in here for the boys. But they're gonna glide down. Saw a player go here into this building, and he's also gonna be pinged on the radar. That's 1 down. The second one goes down as well with the support fire up top. Looking for the third.
The other kid is Summit's fucking hacking as well, by the way.
And we got the intel coming in here from him that this is a difficult lobby. The third player rotated out, but we'll see how can they get through this difficult position that they're currently in. Lots of kills on the feed for them, but we don't know how this game is going to stack up to some of their previous scores. They are currently in position 2, folks, as you see on your screen. 15 minutes left in the tournament. You had to average around 150 points a game, 151 points if you want to win. I don't know if Zamza FIFA Killing Wars has that in his lobby, but hey, we're about to find out soon. So far, so good for them. They're put on a show, and this may be their last map here of the tournament.
I mean, you got to make sure that you have time to at least, you know, play an entire game before that clock does expire. I mean, 15 minutes is not enough time to play through an entire game of Warzone and to be able to get a first place within that lobby. So,
now,
just like you said,
is it in a sense of you have to start the game before the timer is over, or it's just cut off? If you're in, you're in.
What the admins had told me is that they have to finish before the timer hits 0. So you can't start a game with about a minute left and have that count. So you got to make sure that if you're in a game that it ends before the clock does reach 0 for it to fully count. So with that said, this kind of just accentuates exactly what you said. You need this one to be a strong one, and this is just such a tough area for a final zone to be played into. Try to maneuver inside Big Bertha. Look, she's a tanky gal, but that's a precision airstrike, and you can only just tank so much.
He gets behind the cover, tucks himself in, and as you said, it's only so much you can hide behind when it comes down to precision airstrike on an open bridge, but he finds a way to survive the unthinkable. Luckily for him, he had that self-revive, but the self-revive won't protect him from that shot up the back of the head. Maybe gets himself inside. He doesn't even want to get inside. He goes here towards the back of the building, looking for help. I don't know if his squad mates make it to him in time, but he will just reposition himself out of harm's way. And with us being here in a late game, I don't know if you see any buyback stations. Probably super important for them to be able to rotate back and get this revive. And it looking like they may have the time to do so. But with them being in the open here, Andy, I don't know. He's probably getting baited right now.
Well, Wars is going to try to work their way over, but yeah, I mean, bait, sure. Zamza channels the self-revive too, so you can see FIFA kill hands in the air, head in hands as well. Just, I cannot believe what just happened. There is a buy station nearby, but you have to combine the cash in between Zamza and Wars to be able to get FIFA kill back in. Would it even be worth it? I mean, maybe to find the information as FIFA kill is flying back in, but the entire baiting situation also becomes a giant speculation for whether or not that buy station isn't going to be looked at from the other 5 teams that are left alive in this lobby.
Because we got some rats in here, man. Some players hiding out here on the hillside. It's lots of covers, lots of verticality positions here that can give you some advantages. Money's going to be collected. The buy comes through. But this building hasn't been cleared out, and I could have sworn we just saw somebody on a UAV in there. But they're going to have to go in and fight.
We might have died, bro.
FIFA kill is going to float this one out.
We need at least 5 more kills to better our worst score, man.
Oh, you heard him. He says they need at least about 5 more kills. They got a goal in mind. We'll see what that goal is. We'll see where there's 5 kills place them. The field is excited. The field is comfortable.
Yeah, there's 7 other players too. So I mean, there are the necessary amount of kills to be found, and this is exactly what I was talking about. FIFA is just gonna slowly parachute their way down, see if they can get any live pings, any players on rotation from what he's directly looking at over by that tree line, across the open ravine, over by that satellite. They're actually going to end up seeing one more player dropping down right in front of them, too. So, potential to be able to find this pistol kill. Here we go. Going to try to lock it down. There's the crack. He's going to try to at least find this kill. Just serpentining midair. There's one thing when you're serpentining on the ground, but in midair, too, I mean, there's just some things that are just so unrealistic. I just scratch my head at it, but Zamza's going to be able to find that kill. Wars is also able to clean up that kill from the damage of which FIFA kill was able to find coming back into Verdansk. Now you've got 5 more players left alive inside of this lobby, and you just found about 2, if not 3 more of them. So if we're going off of what they said, that they needed about 5 more kills, 2 or 3 is all they really need.
He tried to get towards the top of the lift in that rotation, or maybe he just used a little mountain lift there as cover. We'll see if they can get the kills they need. There's 5 left in the lobby. 1 got acquired. 4 more needed. So far, the late game strategy has been working out for them, folks. They just need to figure out the location of these 2 kills spread out. Of these 5 kills spread out between 2 teams. They know that they have a team of 3, but do they know where the team of 2 is? Because I think that's a squad in which you want to get. Oh, a few snipes on a bridge. It's a firefight there. Stored screen right. FIFA kill is going to get a little bit closer. Little hopscotch. Moving here towards the flank. May need to take another trolley on over. He should be able to get some snipes towards his right. But he just keeps getting behind enemy lines. They don't know he's here. He's taking a long route. We're about to see if it pays off for him. He needs to go big for the squad. He's feeling it.
I bet they're ran out down there.
Yeah. I bet they are too, FIFA. I bet they are too. I mean, you just cleared all of the high ground, right? Gas is closing in. You only have so many different ways to be able to work your way back up to the high ground. So FIFA's going to slowly parachute their way back down. Wars is on the opposite side. There's only so much terrain left to play here, Blaze, as they're trying to find the last 2 players.
But they give up the high ground. Ooh, what a shot. He takes one in the back, but you see he knows that this is not no situation for him to be able to run away in. Now, I'm questioning the positioning here of even getting towards that trench so early with that much high ground being left on the map that's still in zone. Yeah, the next one's closing in, but, you know, you got 6 seconds on that one. You got to surely know it's possibly somebody up there.
It's just so tough, right? I mean, you spend all that time just trying to clear the high ground. We talk about a lot of different terminology when it comes down to Call of Duty, but even though we're in Warzone, COD timing is very much so still a thing as the rotation went down low, and then, you know, who's to say that the counter rotate didn't happen while they were trying to find the team or the enemies on the low ground. So now we have a little bit of a top ground battle.
2v2.
It is a 2v2. Wars and Zamza versus the other 2 players who are just inside of this building. And you see where the zone's going to start pulling their away from. And Wars is just playing this so smart, just waiting for the communication to come through from Zamza so that way they can play this head glitch on top of this AC unit and potentially find the last 2 kills.
All right, that building is going to be out the zone. And those players either have to come over from the trolley or they have to float over at some point. Yeah, they don't got much to work with. They may try to take some shots as they're in the zone. The cracks are there. Still on the rooftop. They're taking damage. Their gas mask will not last for long.
Oh, Zamsa's actually going to go for the res here. Yeah, he's going to go. He's going to go revive FIFA. I mean, I guess.
YOLO.
Wars is going to go down though. This is a really
tough position. At least he went down from afar though.
That's true.
So the self-revive did come through, and here's the loadout drop with the snipe in hand. The Swiss. Oh, they get the victory. They get the final 2 kills anyway. Beautiful revive there from Wars. Zoms and FIFA kill. This trio, they get another victory there towards the late game, but with just a few minutes left in our tournament, 7 minutes exactly. It's 18 kills left in this lobby. We're back on board with the Slayer dressed in all black in the Phillies hat. It's gooey.
Oh, he's gonna get shot from behind. Yeah, that top ground position. Again, how many times do you think that you're gonna, you know, scot-free make your way towards a buy station and then immediately just get beamed from a high ground position? It's so tough to be able to clear all those specific areas because you had a mindset to try to not only res your teammate, but to be able to go get some resources to make your game easier. And now it's going to just leave Blue on their lonesome. They have 16 kills to their name, though. Is in a tough engagement versus another player on the opposite side of this little trailer building. On the adjacent trailer, though, is where that player is going to be mounted up inside the window. Blue is going to have to be pushed back, has 3 more plates in reserve. They're full HP. How do you try to take this challenge? You know that this player is going to try to gatekeep you. The gas is slowly moving in as well. Blue has to play this damn near perfectly.
And so far, this is a 44-kill game for them. You know, they need that first place 25 points, and they need to get the remaining 14 kills in this lobby. If they can do just that, there's going to be 1 buyback for Phillies. Blue still being very cautious here in this area. Does not know where his opponents are. Hopefully he can get some intel here from Phillies sorry, not Phillies. Sorry. I keep calling them Phillies because of that. So hopefully he gets some intel here from Gooey Guy as he's going to be rotating down. Not being able to see much here from the parachute. Instead, he's going to make sure that he can get his loot, but he can't swing the corner just yet. Being gay cat, he's going to have to slowly pick each item up, not run over it. That's the only way he can safely get everything that he needs. Goes in, has the confidence. He's full health. Guns are reloaded. Let's see what he can do.
Good luck. Oh, the opposite head glitch, though. Just a slight little challenge. Just a pixel and a half to take down this player. And that was just not an easy one. But still, Blue does come back. This is a lot of pressure, Blue. I mean, you're $3,600 short of just buying somebody back, and you're not even boots on the ground yet.
Yeah, you're not. So we'll see. Blue, as he's brought back in, you know, he's going to have this loadout drop here for him in the open. Of course, there are players knowing that this loadout drop is going to get some traffic, but no one able to get in position and put some shots out just yet. 5 teams remaining. It's up to Blue to really get some kills, get some cash, and go big if he wants to get his teammates brought back into this one.
And there's people like that in our fucking lobby the last game, so.
And you hear them talking about it too. I don't think that there's enough players inside this lobby for them to be able to come back and take first place. I'm constantly just sitting here refreshing the leaderboard, and a little swap that ended up coming through while we were casting over Clutch Belk or casting over FIFA Kill's team is that that roster, that trio of Clutch Belk, Destroy, and Z-Laner. I mean, they just became that team to beat on the day. They had put themselves up to 253 total kills for 478 total points. Well, Blue end up going down there. You can hear the GGs. They're talking about it in chat. We will swap our perspectives over towards our current leaders until the leaderboard does get further updated, because there's still time for other players to close out their lobbies. There's only 4 minutes remaining. I mean, you got to fly through the rest of this lobby. There's a total of 58 players. I don't think there's going to be enough time for them to close this one out. But the one team that you got to be concerned with is that Moist, Crevity, Dawsor roster, Team Monkeys in second place. They're the ones that can really threaten it to try to put themselves in a position to try to upset this trio that we have on our screen. Destroy does find themselves a squad wipe, giving themselves a little bit better of an option as far as potentially closing out this game, but it's a race against the clock.
Oh no. And this is Z-Laner, Belk, and Destroy. They have clutched up and taken first position, folks, okay? They have topped the squad there that we saw of Monkeys in the later portions of this lobby, and this is what we're talking about. Wow! Belk, multiple shots coming through. He picks up a double kill. And as we said before, there's still multiple players in this lobby, but this is currently your first place squad, and we got just under 3 minutes remaining.
Could be flanking you.
253 kills for the day.
That's insane numbers. I mean, we've been seeing some crazy high numbers. You go back to the 125 plus point game that we had from Team Royalize. Quality shots coming out from Clutch Belk. Finds themselves a crack, finds himself a knock. There's the cleanup as well. Oh my god, the snap! Another crack, quick swap to the SMG. Tough gunfight to take from range. Yeah, Clutch is absolutely beyond themselves. They ended up finding that crack, but it's an AR versus a submachine gun. Look, one's gonna be better from Meteor to long range. We are done in the Modern Warfare competitive season. We are not cross-mapping people with an MP5 anymore.
Yeah, not anymore whatsoever here. As you're going to start to see, you got Belk and Co. They lose Belk. They probably get him back on a buyback right now. Only a little bit of time, but, you know, you look at the run in which they had in this tournament. We didn't see all of their exact scores, but, man, we're only taking the top 3, and they put up 478 points. What type of team do you need to be that lethal, Andy?
You just need to be that confident, right? Confidence is a hell of a drug at the end of the day for anything that you do, and especially when you're thinking about it in a battle royale perspective and a tournament perspective, trying to confidently take gunfights, just trusting your own shot to be able to come out on top of these engagements, all of the hours that they play per day, all of the days in the week, the months, the past year and a half of playing Warzone continuously, day in and day out. That's where the confidence ends up really starting to build itself, Blaze. And from there on out, you just rely on teamwork, and then you start finding things like this, where Z-Laner and Clutch Belk are just annihilating teams. Around Hospital, you thought you were going to res your team. Clutch Belk says, hey, how you doing? I'll get myself another team wipe.
As we are in our final minute of the tournament, you guys are watching a masterclass on how to play Warzone from your first place squad here. In the last hour of our tournament, they managed to overthrow the Monkeys and take first place by just 27 points ahead of them there. Z-Laner, Belk, Destroy, giving us a montage here on our screen. You know, it's almost like they're on a victory kill spree currently. Now, we aren't giving you guys the official scores that they have won. We still gotta get a little bit of a tally once the tournament is over. After these last 25 seconds, as Belk is in the tournament, all right. A bullet away from the team wipe. He got some teammates in the area. It was still flashy. It was still nice. But man, this score in which they put up, you gotta assume that it's probably gonna hold up here, chat. It's been a fantastic tournament here for the near showcase Warzone kill race presented by FirstBlood. It's officially over, and we gotta get these scores tallied up. But man, what a tournament has it been.
Okay, we probably win anyway, but
For real.
Could've been a beefer.
I mean, like, I really wish that I had more just to say to that statement alone, Blaze, just besides for real. Because, I mean, like, we've seen some pretty nutty plays. We've seen some pretty bombshell numbers from a lot of different notable personalities. And, hell, even from some, maybe some people that you at home don't really know. You know, we saw Nicolarn earlier on in the day, back in hour number 1. They ended up dropping a lot of numbers. A multi-title personality like Nicolarn able to, you know, hold their own for a lot of different other notable personalities, such as Clutch, such as Z-Laner, and Destroy, you know, your current first place members for the time being, as we are still going to be tallying up the rest of the numbers to be able to see where everybody finally stands. But it has been a great day for Warzone for a lot of different players, but it's unfortunate to say there can only be one winner.
Yeah, it can only be one winner indeed. You know, so far throughout this tournament, we saw some great plays come out between all these squads. And for it to be a 3-hour kill race, these teams, man, they focused up and they were locked in throughout those 3 hours, drop after drop, engagement after engagement. We saw some great fights out there, some beautiful rotations, and some great games, man. I think we got a chance to watch 2 or 3 wins come through on stream. They were some big kill games, and so we were blessed to be able to see those. And now it just comes down to us figuring out how they're going to stack up here once our admins get all the scores tallied up over these last 3 hours, because this wasn't one of those tournaments in which you can queue up in the last 60 seconds and say, hey, we made it in. No, time is done and dusted. If you ain't submitted that score by the end, it's not a score that's going to be coming through for you. You got to deal with the rest of the numbers and what you put up throughout the day.
Yeah, that's why we were really, you know, accentuating the point of, you know, starting the day off hot. You know, in hour number 1, make sure that you can at least drop a very strong game once per hour, so that way you can end up having 3 strong games to be able to, you know, fully tally yourself in towards these final standings, right? Because if you start having, you know, your first hour not so hot, second hour, now we're starting to get pretty warm, but in that third hour, if that's when you're really starting to piece lobbies together, that's just too late. You're not going to be able to get 3 total games, 3 total Warzone victories within an hour. We were talking about it continuously throughout the day. A full game, even depending on where the zone continuously pulls, there's going to be a lot of high ground. There's going to be a lot of different terrain that you have to battle with, a lot of open areas as well. That the game just slows down considerably when you're in that 1v other squad, or there's only 4 other squads remaining. They're playing the space. They want the win just as much as you do, even though we're the ones that are playing in a tournament. They're the ones that just want to be able to buff their stats and to gas up their friends when they're playing casually here on this Sunday. But regardless, you know, it comes down to the finer point that the team that was most consistent on the day through this 3-hour span is definitely the one that's going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's what it's seeming like. Okay, so folks, we're gonna go to a quick break, but when we come back, we're gonna see who were the most consistent teams throughout the day, and we'll see how our leaderboard stacks up, as well as crown a champion. We'll see you guys right after this.
Tournaments to the Warzone community. But who is Near? Near is an infinitely scalable sharded blockchain. It uses blockchain sharding to increase network scalability and serve millions of users at a time. Near also has transaction fees that are 10,000 times cheaper than Ethereum. And unlike many other blockchains, Near is proud to be climate neutral and has green NFTs built on carbon neutral technology. Near is a blockchain for everyone and even has an NFT marketplace specifically for hip-hop. And with nearly $400 million dedicated to ecosystem development, they're just getting started. Learn more at near.org and firstblood.link/near.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Near Showcase presented by First Blood. If you guys are just joining us, you missed out on a crazy 3-hour kill race as we watched some of the best Warzone players out there battle it out. And man, did they put on a show for us. We saw some exciting last-second finishes and some big W's come out. But Andy, as we kind of conclude our 3-hour journey in which we went on, what's been some of your favorite moments throughout the day?
Oh man, it's so hard just to specify just even like a top 3, top 4. I mean, we saw so many insane moments throughout the entire day, Blaze. I mean, whether it's not just the, continuous efforts from a lot of the other members just trying to go for 1v multiple squads. We saw just Gooey guy would probably end up being number 1 for me. I know it's probably up there for you too. Just going on a 16 kill tangent just with floor loot before they even found themselves into the gulag and with the loadout as well. I mean, like that. There's just so many different insane moments. In the top 2 for me, though, listening to a lot of the comms as well. I watch a lot of Warzone streamers. I watch a lot of Destroy. I watch a lot of Clutch Belk. FIFA Kill is also up there for me as well, just to be able to listen to the comms. It's more than just listening to some of the plays that they're making, but the overall passion that it brings as well. Ever since Warzone has become a thing and it's created this beautiful community that we have, just listening to the passion that a lot of these players have, with not only within these kill race tournaments, but whatever they are playing throughout the entirety of the day, whether it's their own personal entertainment or playing for a big bag of cash. It's just always nice to be able to listen to it.
In this Warzone environment, in the Warzone community, it breeds that passion, right? And it's a great it's a great place for it to come forward. And we saw it throughout the day, and we saw it in the intensities of these teams' comms. And speaking of comms, that one listening that we got a chance with FIFA Kill, Zamza and their teammate was awesome. Being able to listen in to them on that matchup. That was great. Nicolarn's 1v3, I thought was a great moment. We got a chance to watch Gooey Guy in his entire run on that 30 kill map, the first 16 kills that he got, multiple team wipes in that first 16 by himself in that 30 kill game. And then we watched Clutch Belk and his squad there destroying Z-Laner at the end, put on a montage there with the Swiss, just sniping folks back to back at the end. They had already won, but you couldn't even tell it by their gameplay just because the way that these guys were out here shooting was just phenomenal. So we had a lot of lethal players in our lobby today, and soon we are about to announce who our winner of the tournament is. We just want to make sure that we can check some scores, make sure everything is cleaned up, and we got our right winners and our winners in the right place. But what a day has this been, man. What a day has this been, Andy.
Oh, it really has been. And again, we had just damn near 200 teams competing out within this trios kill race, just constantly always just putting their efforts into to be able to put themselves up top. Hour number 1, a lot of teams were warming up. Hour number 2, teams were really starting to heat up. In hour 3, oh man, things just got so intense. Almost felt like an eruption of a volcano was about to just blow up within some of these different lobbies. It was insane, to say the very least, to be able to see a lot of different personalities. Warzone personalities for one, a multitude of different streamers. We already brought up Nicolarn a handful of times, to be able to see them not only just come back competing in a Warzone kill race, but they also just hold their own against a lot of other prideful members that play this game 8 to 10 hours out of the day. I'm all here for it, man. I love Warzone.
All right, folks, now we do have a scoreboard to show you guys, if I'm not mistaken. Now, these are just the tentative results for now. We're going to have some official results here in a bit, but for now, our current standings, a different breed is in first place, and nobody's taking them out that position. They are your victors here of this tournament. Clutch Belt, Z-Laner, Destroy with 215. They are definitely a different breed. And then you got Monkeys there in second, Foyer rounding off in third place, and then Milk Bags down there in fourth with Team Royalized in fifth.
Yeah, again, unofficial results, but what we do know is very official is that Clutch Belk, Z-Laner, Destroy, I mean, they're freaking nasty. I mean, so many different tournaments, whether it's mini Warzone, different kill race, 2v2s, 3v3s, even just quad kill races against the clock. They had race. They were down pretty considerably, all the way down to about a 6th to 5th place, always just battling from it back. But I brought this up just about halfway through hour 2. All they needed was just that one game. The same could be said about Team Royalized, and for anybody that's inside this top 8 of what you see on your screen. They just needed that one game to bump them over to get that extra 25 points for winning out the lobby with dropping a bombshell of a game. I mean, they dropped somewhere near about like 65 to 70 kills themselves within that last game, and that was that little bump that they needed that I was talking about that pushed them over past top 3. It was so tight between 1 to 3 and even 4 throughout the entirety of hour number 3.
Yeah.
But once that last game came through for Laner, Clutch Belk, and Destroy, it was more than enough. They knew exactly what they had to do, and they accomplished it.
Man, I tell you one thing, there's no better feeling than progressively picking up your pace from hour 1 to hour 2, and then putting up your best game of the day in hour 3 to topple over the squad that was in first place. As we were sitting here like, how the hell do you average 150 points a game? Surely no one else is going to do it. Well, Clutch, Belk, and Co, they did it. They got the score submitted and validated. They're in first place. They are your champions here today for the Near Showcase presented by First Blood. We hope you all had a fantastic time in our show today, but to just really wrap things up, Andy, any closing thoughts?
Don't ever sleep on anybody that's not a signed or notable Warzone professional. I can tell you that much. I mean, they may be playing the game at 8 to 10, sometimes more hours throughout the entirety of the day, but that doesn't mean that the passion doesn't exist for some other players that, you know, work the full-time jobs, go to school full-time, and then they come back. How do they spend most of their hours hanging out with their homies, playing Warzone, and just grinding? Exactly. So that way they can try to, you know, showcase their talents and abilities when it does come down to these open tournaments, to be able to, you know, really stick it to some of these notable pros that they can put up some pretty big numbers as well. I love to be able to see the expansion that is the Battle Royale genre as a whole, even in a household title for me as well. You know, I work a lot in Call of Duty, but when Warzone ended up coming around and it built this community, it's just always bringing up more and more names, and it's just not done yet.
It is not done yet, folks. And once again, another congratulations to A Different Breed, because they're done with today's tournament, and that is another first place trophy locked in for them. We hope you all had a fantastic time and you enjoyed today's show. That's going to do it for us, and we'll catch you guys here on the flip side. Enjoy your weekend.